it's one of the biggest games in the NFL in the 2024 season. The Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions in an NFC North showdown of two playoff contenders. The Lions being one of the biggest juggernauts in the NFL. The Packers want to continue controlling their own destiny, entering this game winning 3 straight. They would be leading 4 other divisions had it not been for them being placed in the NFC North. They are third in the division at 9-3, right behind the Minnesota Vikings who are 10-2 and the Lions who are 11-1. Hello everyone, I am Alec Nava. Josh Jacobs' first year in Green Bay is going according to plan, as he is a seamless replacement for Aaron Jones, and Jacobs has been a crucial part of this attack for Green Bay. A perfect complementary piece to their passing attack and the main engine of their ground game. At least 2 times against Indianapolis and Jacksonville, he's essentially carried them to victory. You wouldn't be surprised to hear that Jacobs is going to put up some of the best rushing stats that we have seen from a Packers running back in quite some time. For 13 games, he has 987 rushing yards, third in the league behind the Herculean Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. Well, you can argue that the 2 of them are MVP contenders. Barring something unexpected, Jacobs will cross the 1,000-yard threshold on Thursday night, giving the Packers their first non-Aaron Jones 1,000-yard rusher since Eddie Lacy in 2014. Bolstered by his still relatively used 17-game schedule, he's on pace for shy of 1,400 rushing yards on the year, 1,398 to be exact. If he can keep this up, Jacobs will have the best rushing season for the Packers since Amon-Ra in 2003, who had 1,883 yards total on the ground. Post-Green, only Ryan Grant broke 1,200 rushing yards in the season, doing so back-to-back times in 2008 and 2009. All time, he's already rocketing up the Packers' career rushing leaderboard, already ranking 47th in Packers history, and will be comfortably into the top 40 by the end of the year. If he can duplicate this kind of effort, he'll almost certainly be in the top 20 in the Packers' all-time rushing totals. So we could be on the verge of something semi-historic for the Packers, but they have not had a running back of this caliber in a long time. That's how badly they needed quality running back play. So as for their keys, as we look towards them, what's been the most notable development between week 9 and now? The offensive side, the biggest difference is the health of Jordan Love and the play of Jacobs. Love looks like he's finally fully back to health. And there was a play last week where he beat an all-out blitz with his legs and was able to throw to Jaden Reed on the move for an explosive play in the red zone. That wasn't happening earlier in the season. Not when we last saw him in the Sao Paulo game in week 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Next Gen Stats has Josh Jacobs as the top player in terms of broken tackles in the last couple of weeks, despite him not putting up crazy production stats. He is really helping steady the offense. The other thing is that Josh Myers, the starting center for Green Bay, is highly likely to play in this one. Last time around, he was injured. Second is what sort of group we've seen from Javon Bullard, Evan Williams, and Edgerrin Cooper in the last month. Bullard and Williams are moving around. Sometimes Bullard is the full-time slot. Other times he's the starting safety, moves to this slot on nickel downs, which allows Williams to come off the bench as the starting safety in nickel sits. They seem to want to get everyone involved. Both of them have been playing well, but Cooper's been dealing with a hamstring issue that's had him sidelined for a couple of weeks. Because he won't have a quick turnaround to play tonight, it'll be Quay Walker, Isaiah McDuffie, and Eric Wilson as the linebacker trio in this one. For next-gen stats and PFF, around 172 and 50 yards of Miami's pass production last week came because of the linebacker coverage, which is not great for them. The Matt LaFleur approach for his team to get prepared is because of how light the preseason practices are. The Packers tinker with their lineup so much in seasons, which sometimes leads to slow starts, is because they basically punt on the summer. Not surprising to Packers fans that they play their best ball at the end of the season. For example, Eric Stokes is battling to be the third outside corner on the team right now. The Packers basically gave him every outside corner rep with the first team defense through the entire offseason. The lack of competition this summer probably leads to healthier bodies in the winter, if that makes any sense. LaFleur has been very progressive with thoughts on player workloads. He took that lesson from Sean McVay. Fourth is about big issues with the Packers getting pushed up front, if that's the biggest concern with the defense at the point. It wouldn't be surprising if the Packers take a first-round edge rusher again. Lucas Van Ness has been playing a little better as of lately, but there's been a decline in the play of Rashawn Gary, Devontae Wyatt, Kenny Clark, and Kingsley Enagbare, all one of the younger players like Van Ness haven't developed. There was some promise to be a more aggressive defensive line. The results have not translated. The team often has to run simulated pressures, bringing a pass rusher from depth and dropping a defensive lineman, or just straight up blitzes to get after the QB. This might not be the way to play a football game ideally, but that may be what Jeff Hafley has to do if he wants to have his defense get them to do enough to get the victory. So as for the Lions, and we look at their keys to victory. So first, it's turnovers on deciding a game. Did it work last time around? Yes. Not only did Kirby Joseph's pick return for a touchdown end up being the deciding factor in that game, but the Lions also forced 3 Jordan Love fumbles in the first time they met. Fortunately for the Packers, they were able to recover all 3. Meanwhile, the Lions did not turn the ball over once, despite the Packers entering the game as the best team in the NFL forcing turnovers. 19 turnovers in just 8 games. What has changed? Both teams slowed down in pace and turnovers. The Packers' average forced turnovers has dropped from 2.4 to 1.9 per game. Still going to check in at 4th in the NFL in the league, but they've only forced 4 turnovers in the last 4 games. On offense, Love's consecutive interception streak ended at 9 games, with 11 total picks on the season. He's not thrown a pick in the most recent 2 weeks. It's no surprise that the Packers are 2 of the most impressive offensive outings over that time, where they have produced at least 30 points in each game. For the Lions, the average less than a turnover a game on offense, which is 7th best in the league. And in all non-Texans games, they're averaging half a turnover per game, which will lead the NFL. This defense has forced 19 turnovers in their first 9 games, but they have not produced a turnover in their 2 most recent games. For the Lions to adjust, they need to be opportunistic, as again, turnovers need to be a deciding factor in the game. What needs to improve is the recent results from both teams' previous 2 games. They recognize they will need to get back to creating turnovers while simultaneously forcing the Packers to break their streak of holding onto the ball, and they're working on just that at practice this week. Jack Campbell said, quote, "Just continue to emphasize it. We're so close, and that has been a point of emphasis this week. Things we talked about in practice. We got some yesterday, which was good. And we know that's going to be a pivotal part of this game, as any game. We got to take care of the football on offense. Defense, we got to come away with them if we get our hands on them. So, we just emphasize it. Keep working it." Second key is to attack the seams for Detroit at intermediate level of the defense. The Packers lean on single high safety over half the time and playing zone defense at least 70% of the time. But the Lions' best method for the attack is the passing game instead of seams and the intermediate level. Jameson Williams did not see the field in week 9, combined with inclement weather, so the Lions leaned heavily on their rushing attack, turning his short passes and yak yards when they went to the air. Amon-Ra St. Brown led the way with 7 catches, which is no surprise considering the style of defense the Packers run. So adjustments is to lean towards Jamo to lead the field underneath. Because of the frequency of single high formations, the Lions would be best served by testing the range of the Packers secondary. The easiest way to do this, see how many defensive backs they're willing to assign to Williams on deep passes. If they roll a safety over the top, there will be advantages underneath that the Lions can take advantage of. The most notable advantage is with Amon-Ra St. Brown more often than not being matched up with the safeties, likely Javon Ballard. Additionally, Sam Laporta, who has suddenly found his chemistry with Jared Goff again, could draw coverage from the linebackers, which again sets up well for Detroit's offense. Third is red zone efficiency. Both teams entered the red zone 4 times. The Lions walked away with 2 touchdowns, while the Packers only had 1. When comparing the Lions' offense to the Packers' defense, things are about the same. In Week 9, the Lions' offense scored touchdowns in 65% of their offensive trips. The number slightly increased to 66% entering this week. The Packers' defense matched that output, scoring a touchdown on 60% of red zone trips in Week 9, lowering the number to 59%. Some more significant change when looking at the other side. The Packers' offense was scoring just 50% of the time in the red zone in Week 9, but since they have bumped that up to 55%. But the Lions have improved further. The Lions are allowing touchdowns to be scored in the red zone just 47.3% of the time, but they dropped the number down to 41.9% of the time, second best in that span. But this remains one of the Lions' biggest advantages in this game. In the 4 games since they played the Packers in Week 9, the Lions' offense entered the red zone 17 times, scoring 12 touchdowns for an impressive 70.5% success rate. In that same time frame, the Lions' defense has only allowed teams to enter the red zone 8 times and only allowed 3 touchdowns, only 37.5% of the time. Should Detroit continue doubling up the success rate of red zone attempts versus defended, they're going to have a massive advantage. And the final key to stay in base and make the tackles. Didn't work last time around, but the weather could have played a factor. The Lions did play a fair amount of base coverage in that game, but that's become more common of late. The Lions have about a 50-50 split between base and their sub packages, close to standard at this point in the season. Detroit missed 8 tackles when they played the Packers in Week 9. Third most they have had in a game this season. The rating winner could take some of the responsibility, but it's worth noting the Packers only missed 5 tackles. Hard to put the blame on the conditions. But entering that week, the Packers are finding a lot of success with yards after the catch. The 8th most yak and 4th most yak over expectations. Since then, they dropped to 12 and 7 respectively. Not devastating drops, but they do move from being in the top 10 in both categories, being just above average in each. The passing yak has declined a touch. The run game has improved. Entering this game, the Packers averaged 3.52 yards after contact on runs, second best in the NFL. For Josh Jacobs, 3.6, 7th best. There was nothing wrong with the strategy, but the execution has to be better. This offensive front center will have to have new faces contributing this week, so expect the Lions to be heavily focused on stopping the run. That is always the top priority for the Lions, but the Packers have been very efficient with their rushing attack, and slowing the offense down starts with slowing down the run game. Up front, they have to set the edges and make their tackles. What did the secondary deal with the passing game? We'll head on to the starting 11. We begin with the visiting Green Bay Packers. Offense, Jordan Love. Under center, Josh Jacobs, the tailback. Dontavion Wicks, Christian Watson outside, Jaden Reed, the slot. Tucker Kraft, the tight end. Rasheed Walker, Elton Jenkins, Josh Myers, Sean Ryan, Zach Tom, offensive line. Defensive interior, TJ Slayton, Kenny Cork. For the defensive starting 11 to begin with. Outside rushers, Rashawn Gary, Kingsley Enagbare. Inside linebackers, Clay Walker, Isaiah McDuffie. Outside corners, Eric Stokes, Keyshawn Nixon. Slot corner, Javon Ballard. Deep safeties, Xavier McKinney, Evan Williams. For the special teams, kicker is Brandon McManus. Punter, Daniel Whelan. Long snapper, Matt Orzik. Return specialist, Nixon and Reed. Lions, on their starting 11 on offense, begins with Jared Goff under center. Jahmyr Gibbs at the running back. Outside receivers, Tim Patrick, Jamison Williams. Slot receiver, the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tight end, Sam Laporta. Offensive line, Dan Skipper, Graham Glasgow, Frank Ragnall, Kevin Zeitler, Penny Sewell. Defensively, in the interior, Pat O'Connor, Ailey McNeil. Outside rushers, Al-Qadim Muhammad, Za'Darius Smith. Inside linebackers, Ezekiel Turner, Jack Campbell. Outside corners, Carlton Davis and Terrion Arnold. Slot corner, Amik Robertson. Deep safeties are Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. Kicker, Jake Bates. Punter, Jack Fox. Long snapper, Hogan Hatton. Return specialist, Khalil Dorsey and St. Brown. It is a packed house here in Detroit at Ford Field. Green Bay won the coin toss. They'll defer as McManus got it off, and this will not be returned. We're underway here at Ford Field. Let's get rocking and rolling as Jared Goff will lead his guys out onto the field for this first drive. 72% completion percentage in the league. That is second in the NFL, right behind Tua Tagovailoa, whose completion percentage is 74%. 22 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. 5 of those came against the Texans. 4 in every other game. So the first play, it is an I set with 2 receivers to the right. Fullback is Brock Wright, and Montgomery will be the starting running back to begin this. Packers have 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. Running play, Montgomery runs into a wall, just 2 yards to the right. TJ Slayton was the first man to stop him. So inactives, healthy scratches, Jacob Monk and Corey Ballentine. Romeo Dobbs is out with a concussion. 2 defenders, Jairi Alexander and Edgerrin Cooper, are out with a knee injury and a hamstring injury. 2nd and 8, single back set, Montgomery still out there. 2-headed monster, they're going with Knuckles the Echidna. Goff is going to pass. Further right, it is St. Brown, wrapped up by McDuffie, with Nixon also in the vicinity. Just 5 yards on the catch. They were not allowed to get those yak yards. That's what the Packers are trying to limit. So for Green Bay, they want to limit the yak yards coming from the Sun God, St. Brown, as got 5 yards on the stick route to the right. Lined up at the slot right, with Laporta to his right. They need just 2 yards, going with a shotgun set. 3 receivers right, as St. Brown motions towards his left. Goff to pass on 3rd and 2, towards the left side. There's St. Brown again. Forced out by Javon Bullard. Back-to-back connections between Goff and St. Brown. This one's a first down. That'll go for 5 yards on 3rd and 2. 6 yards on the previous play. And a slow coverage towards the left as Dan Skipper held off his man Rashawn Gary very well. And of course, it's going to work wonders. I set Jameson Williams motioning left. This will not be a handout to Montgomery. Goff to the right. And St. Brown dropped that. Keyshawn Nixon, the man in coverage, got the left hand. Nixon may have gone the left hand on the pass, actually. And it caused the pass breakup. Hand on the ball. Eyes on the ball the entire time. Concentration on the pass breakup. Second down here. A minute 41 into the game. St. Brown and Williams to the right. Laporta lined up to the right of Sewell. Eric Wilson, the third linebacker for the Packers in the game, as Williams motions left. This may be zone defense. Lions going for a run is Montgomery breaking tackles. David Montgomery. He gets 12, maybe 14 yards and a first. We talk about Sonic and Knuckles. Well, Knuckles showing his running prowess with his bruising strength towards the left. And the Packers had this play blown up at first. Tackling fundamentals need to be made there. And it was a good block right up front by Laporta. Williams was blocked off by him, but Montgomery shook off the tackling attempts. Lions in enemy territory for the first time. They're in the opening drive. Williams motions right. Another single back set. Goff on the play fake. It's a dump off to Sonic the Hedgehog. Jahmyr Gibbs. 7 yards out this screen play towards the right. Good run there. So someone has to ask the question, where are Tails and Amy? And Shadow, for that matter. It's jokingly there, but Sonic has 1262 total yards of offense for the Lions. Knuckles with 10-12. They're going with Knuckles for the second and free play. 11 touchdowns each by this duo. Goff will pass. Stick route, short drive, and a pass break up towards the middle left. Williams, the intended man, 3rd and 3, and it was forced by Carrington Valentine. It should be 3rd and 3 for Detroit. Got to try to get pressure towards the middle, and it was a linebacker blitz through the middle. Montgomery picked up the blitz at the last moment from Isaiah McDuffie through the middle. But Valentine was locked in on Williams entirely. Empty set, 3rd and 3. 8th play of the drive, which just went 32 yards. Goff will look towards the middle, completes it. Williams on a foot race, forced out around the 10-yard line. Jameson Williams. One more step and you would have kissed him goodbye. 28 yards on the catch and run. Goff to Jamo. He's a speedster. And Jared Goff, electric on his connections. And they are chanting his name and other Detroit sporting events. Red Wings games, Tigers games, Pistons games. 1st and goal, they're at the 10-yard line. 2 left and 2 right. Jamo motioning to the right. It is Sonic in the backfield. And Tails will feed Sonic. Gibbs, 2 flags fly in. Sean Hockley, our referee, will deliver the verdict up for the first call. Tony McCulloch, umpire. Max Causey, down judge. Carl Johnson, line judge. Anthony Fleming, field judge. Alan Bain, side judge. Matt Edwards, back judge. Andrew Lambert, replay official. Sabrina Brunson, replay assistant. So it's actually John Hussey I meant. So I got it wrong. John Hussey is our official. John Hussey working on 2 days rest. Given that he officiated Browns-Broncos game, it was a hold on Dan Skipper as he tugged Rashawn Gary, and the umpire 115. That was Tony McCulloch, saw that immediately. So first and goal still, they'll replay it down. This time they're going to get things started up from the Packer 20-yard line. So Skipper's been feeling nicely in the absence of Taylor Decker, one of the inactives tonight for the Lions. Play fake, roll out to the right for Sonic. Here comes Sonic. 7 yards out this one. Jahmyr Gibbs picks it up. Earlier I made some jokes about JGR, which is an acronym for Joe Gibbs Racing. About some Jahmyr Gibbs Racing. Because he may have been off to the races had it not been held up towards the right. So they'll sub out Sonic for Knuckles. So all the Sonic the Hedgehog puns are just rolling around me when thinking of the Detroit Lions. Here's Goff on second and goal. Throw towards the right side on the outstretched arms of Sam Laporta to haul it at the 6. He had a tremendous rookie season, flashing those tremendous talents that made him one of the top rookie tight end of last season. So I did mention Taylor Decker is one of the inactives. He is out of a knee injury. Coyote Owosika and Giovanni Manu are the 2 other offensive line inactives. Both of them are healthy scratches. Third and goal from the 7-yard line as it's Goff. Goff looking towards the end zone, firing back of it, and a shove. Late flag comes in. And Evan Williams in disbelief. He thinks his pass was not catchable, but a late shove right after the matter of fact on Tim Patrick. With Patrick's back turn, Hussey's crew is going to deliberate. Was it at the top of the route? And when was the timing of this shove? And secondly, was the ball catchable? Was it in the vicinity of where it could be considered pass interference? So first it was Keyshawn Nixon, who grabs onto him first, slows him down. It was a pass interference. So Hussey's crew is going to deliberate further after the initial announcement. So he's going to confer with officials before making the call. So it wasn't pass interference, but it was rather illegal contact on Keyshawn Nixon. Patrick may have an argument saying that the ball was catchable, but it was illegal contact. It'll give the Lions a free first down at the 3.5-yard line. Goff will catch a break. It is a strong side eye set for Detroit. Motion man right. It is Brock Wright. They'll give it to Knuckles the Echidna, who punches it in. You've heard of Sonic. Get ready to be Knuckles, and unlike Sonic, he doesn't chuckle. The Packers won the toss, they deferred, but the Lions have the first laugh. Hence how I say it's not a chuckle. At the 9:41 mark of the first quarter, right after the illegal contact penalty by Nixon, it got the Lions to get another rushing touchdown for David Montgomery. Jake Bates out for the extra point, left hash, and he nails it. He missed his first field goal of his career last week in Thanksgiving, but that hasn't bothered him. Montgomery with his 12th touchdown rushing on the year. We'll be right back. 2022 Week 18. The Packers needing a win to get into the playoffs at the last moment. Dan Campbell's Lions played spoiler to Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Packer. Matt LaFleur and Campbell meet again. This time the quarterback is different for Green Bay. That's Jordan Love leading the way. And boy, what a second half of last season he had as a rising surge onto one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. Lions defense has dealt with a litany of injuries, including Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport. This kick goes to the back of the end zone. Green Bay will start from their 30-yard line. That's where Detroit started from their own 30-yard line last time around. We'll see how far the Packers can go. Love's 11 interceptions are tied for third most in the NFL. Kirk Cousins has the most with 13. He threw 4 picks last week against the Los Angeles Chargers. One of them was a pick 6 to Tarheeb Still. 9:41 to go here, first quarter. Lions with the opening score. David Montgomery, 3.5-yard rushing touchdown. Fourth field getting loud here as they are greeting their opponent with raucous, loud jeers, cheering on their defense and booing the Packer offense. Josh Jacobs lined up as the running back right behind Jordan Love. Play fake, here's Love to throw it. Love seeing the pocket close, and he gets turned down. Za'Darius Smith was acquired from the Cleveland Browns at the trade deadline to fill in the absence of Davenport, who is out for the year of torn triceps, is filling in his job nicely. He overpowered the right tackle Zach Tom, bullied him, and as Love stepped up, Smith saw that and did not get faked out one bit. He and Muhammad filling in nicely. Robertson lined up at the nickel spot opposite Jaden Reed. Wicks motions right. Zone defense for Detroit. Love has to hurry. He has to run here. And he gets shoestringed at that second level by Jack Campbell. No relation to the goaltender who was waived by the Red Wings, Jack Campbell. Aaron Glenn's defense in a legitimate unit. 3rd and 9. It's Glenn, the defensive coordinator. An emotional leader like Dan Campbell. That's who Detroit wants. Emotional leaders. And Campbell himself is establishing himself as one of the best NFL coaches right now. 3rd and 9. Shotgun set with Jacobs to the left of Love. 3 receivers to the right. Motion to left is Wicks. Lions bring the blitz. Love airing this over to the right side and nearly intercepted, but several flags come in. Jaden Reed was the intended man. Might have been the illegal contact or defensive hold beforehand. And Brian Branch can't believe it. He knew about it. Pass interference on Branch. It'll be a first down at the spot the foul as Branch was covering his man Reed. 14 yards worth of such as Reed made a double move on Branch and Branch tugged him, which impeded Reed's progress. And once again, the officials saw that. A free first down. Pistol, weak side pistol set towards the left. Kraft motions to his right. First carry here for Jacobs, and Jacobs munched up by McNeil. The Raleigh, North Carolina native gets in on Jacobs and eats him up alive. And in the midst of these injuries, you need guys to step up big time. McNeil is one of those. Initially, being one of the nose tackle spots for Detroit. And he is the one that's banged up. He did get up on his own power, which is a good sign. So he has to sit down for this next sequence. So if Al Fitzco McNeil gets in bringing down Jacobs, gangs up on him, and that power is what drives him to the ground. So that power from McNeil, that's a big lineman as he imposes well on Zach Tom. Just 1 yard, that rush from Jacobs as Wicks motions to the left, lined up against Terrion Arnold. Single back set, it's going to be an audible. Quick throw to Wicks as a screen. And he gets eaten up quickly. Quan Alexander being one of those who is in on Wicks to stop the screen alongside Al-Qadim Muhammad. Lions need defenders, even if it's on an emergency basis, because it's not only Hutchinson and Davenport who are out for the year, Alex Anzalone is as well. So it's linebacker by committee, which includes Campbell, Ezekiel Turner, and Quan Alexander. Malcolm Rodriguez also out for the year. Packers need 6 yards on third down. Jaden Reed over to the right. Love a quick pocket. He has to hurry up. Fires it over deep through the field. Out of the reach of Wicks. 4th and 6. Love was under pressure. He was hurried up. Had to throw it deep to Wicks, who was the man that he thought was the closest to being open. Mike Robertson was the closest man in coverage. The Lions going blitz heavy, but they faked the blitz, and splitting the gap was Pat O'Connor and Al-Qadim Muhammad, who beat out Rasheed Walker, who actually held Muhammad, shoved him towards the down, and forced that pressure for the left side. Daniel Whelan, first punt of this game, kicks it off. And back deep for the fair catch is Maurice Alexander. Second drive of this game ended with a punt. Jared Goff will lead the Lions out onto the field for the next sequence when we return. These spam bots can just get away, but here we go. Second drive for the Lions here tonight. Single back set. First play is to Gibbs. 1 or 2. It all depends on the spot. Shane Zylstra is the third tight end out on the line. So we take a look at the Lions inactives for tonight. I did mention about the offensive line. Taylor Decker, Alvin knee injury. Giovanni Manu, Coyote Awosika out as healthy scratches. And defensively, 3 defensive linemen out with various injuries. We'll get to that later. 2nd and 8 from the 10-yard line. Shotgun set. Toss outside left for Gibbs. Gibbs slowed up, trying to push through. Gets 3 yards out of it. 3rd and 5 upcoming. Less than 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. It is still 7-0 Lions thanks to Montgomery. Quay Walker was in on the stop. And for the defensive inactives, Levi Onwuzurike of a hamstring injury. Josh Pascal of a knee. So Levi Onwuzurike of hamstring injury. Josh Pascal knee injury. And DJ Reader of a shoulder injury. Lone healthy scratch is Emmanuel Mosley. Here's Goff as Williams is motioning. Has to hurry up getting away from Gary. But he gets to him. That time, Gary comes in for the outside right. And this forces a quick freeing out from the Lions. Bringing the blitz over to the right side. A little copy and paste of what the Lions did on the previous drive as Gary splits the gap. Low switch up as he was able to adjust. He beats out both Penny Sewell and Kevin Zeitler at the right side of the line. Brings down Goff to force the punt. Jack Fox will send it from the end zone. Low danger territory for him. As the kick is off. Fair catch is called at the Packer 48 by Jaden Reed with 4:41 remaining in this first quarter. So Aaron Gwynn's unit having to stop the Packers here on the next drive. And for the injuries, for them, Aiden Hutchinson, leg injury. Marcus Davenport, triceps. Alex Anzalone, arm. Malcolm Rodriguez, knee. Same as Derek Barnes. Ifeatu Melifonwu, finger. Ennis Rakestraw, hamstring. Those are 7 notable names for the Lions that are on the injured reserve, which includes Aiden Hutchinson, who has an outside chance of returning to the Lions roster if they make a Super Bowl push. Ben Sims in the game here tonight as the second tight end lined up here. Wicks motions right to the right of Tucker Kraft. It's a dive. Here's Jacobs. Breaks free for 5. Josh Jacobs, who's been the power back for the Packers at this time. So the injury update, Eli McNeil is being evaluated for concussion. He has entered concussion protocol, so he's being evaluated as of right now. 2nd and 5. Josh Myers getting set to snap it to Jordan Love, lined up in a pistol set. Jacobs right behind him. Trip formation left. Keep an eye out towards the left side and at right, which is Arnold. Love towards the left. Wide open pass made. Lions arguing this was not a catch, but Jaden Reed, he made it towards that sideline left. John Hussey has signaled that after replay assistant looked at it, it was an incomplete pass. So the Lions signaled that Reed did not catch it, and yep, the ball did not, and Reed did not survive the ground. 3rd and 5 here. 4-1. The game clock is reset. Shotgun set. Trips formation right. Lions stack up the line of scrimmage. Possibly another blitz here from Aaron Glenn. Love is going with an audible. Possibly some extra protection here to account for a potential blitz. Watson is motioning left. They do pick up the blitz. Love is forced left. Has to get it off and does so. Receivers in the area. That is Christian Watson, and because of the hurry up from the right side, the Lions defense does the job and forces a free and out. Despite treacherous territory from Jack Fox on his punt, and there was a hole from Josh Myers. He got away with one. A double hit. And it looked like might have been they got away with roughing the passer. I don't think the Packers are going to run away here on 4th and 5, but they're willing to take the risk. Maybe it's too short for a punt, too long for a field goal. Decibel levels that are rising up here at Ford Field. Shotgun set, 4th and 5. Play clock is winding down. Reed. I don't know if Jordan Love is going to get a playoff. No, he's not. And so, is he willing to take the delay of game penalty? He will. Love was out there on the field. The plan was to draw the Lions offside. Detroit stayed disciplined, and some of the Lions fans some of these Lions fans are getting out the cheese grinders. So as to shred these cheese. Wisconsin's known for cheese, especially cheddar cheese, manufactured around from the States. That's where the Packers get their nickname as the Cheeseheads. Daniel Whelan will punt for the second time tonight. White jersey for Green Bay with the yellow sweatpants. Lions and the Honolulu Blue. Whelan gets it off. And it's a deep kick. Line drive kick towards Alexander. A left field fair catch at the 10. So, Jordan Love gets roughed up by both Ezekiel Turner and Za'Darius Smith. 7-0 Detroit remains with 3:50 left. We'll be back. Tis the season of giving. It is December on the 5th day of the month. Of course, it is a season to feel good about as Scott immediately finds Williams to the left, tries to stutter step around Valentine, and Valentine forces him out, but Williams was able to get the extra yards. Went from 5 yards to about 7 as Love is being evaluated on his right knee by the medical staff. That was the 15th play for the Lions in this game. The Packers are averaging 1.3 yards of offense per play, 10 yards worth of such so far. The Lions are vastly outgaining of Zylstra motions right. Play fake. Eric Wilson trying to get free as Goff throws towards the right side and throws it away. 6 yards for Williams on the first down play. 3rd and 4. And the Lions cannot and should not give up more pressure. Eric Wilson was the one hurrying up Jared Goff as he was forced to throw to the right sideline. As he rolled right, launched out of bounds. 3:14 left to go in the quarter. Ragnow and company getting set on the offensive line up front. Sonic's back out there. Goff hands off to him. Sonic trying to get the first down. Second effort. Did he get enough? Sewell is pointing towards the first down. Packers are signaling 4th down. The officials confer in. John Hussey is giving the Lions the first down. On 3rd and 4, you would think a handoff would be bold, but that's the confidence the Lions have in this rushing attack. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, you named them, two of them both. That is close, but Gibbs with a second effort, despite McDuffie trying to drive him backwards, and it's a first down. Extra alignment, and here is Christian Mahogany as Laporta lines up as a tight end. And Matt LaFleur wants a second look. It was a 3rd and 4. If he wins the challenge, it'll be 4th and inches, as John Hussey is going to discuss with LaFleur. So it looks like Gibbs looked short at first, but then he got a second burst of strength right on the Packers linebacker core. He was driven backwards simultaneously by Williams and McDuffie, but then a second push, it seemed that he wanted to go forward. And LaFleur, he just chucked that challenge flag towards the field. Back for the verdict. Unsuccessful challenge for Matt LaFleur as we come back to you at Ford Field. Jahmyr Gibbs did get the line to gain by inches. So Sonic did get a first down for the Lions. The Packers will be left with 2 timeouts left in this first half. As Amon-Ra St. Brown lines up in the slot to the left of Jameson Williams. Handoff right for Jahmyr Gibbs. This time the Packers ensure they don't get him anywhere. He only got back to the line of scrimmage. That play got blown up from the very start. 2:20 to go. That was Kenny Clark, the veteran leader of this Packers team. He's been around for 9 years already in Green Bay. Hailing from UCLA. San Bernardino, California, his hometown. 4 quarterback hits for him. Stacks set to the left, 1 wide receiver to the right. Gibbs reverses direction on Van Ness. Gibbs shakes off a tackler and advances 5 yards for the Lions. So there was a little something, a little test of physicality. As Gibbs, he advanced the ball, reversing course, running a counter play as he shook off Evan Williams. Get off me, he says, but then Clark checks in on him. He's not just a guy who's utilized for speed, but how about strength? Don't underestimate Sonic's strength. Third down conversions, the Lions are 3 of 4. They're going with 2 tight ends for this play. 3rd and 5, and this time the Packers don't get Gibbs anywhere. Colby Wooden stops him from getting anywhere, and that'll force a punt from Jack Fox. As Wooden was lined up on the outside left, going one-on-one with Frank Ragnow. He's an interior lineman, and Wooden shakes off the block from Ragnow, wins that rep, and says, nope, you're not going anywhere. High fives along the sidelines between Wooden, Rashawn Gary, and Xavier McKinney, who is tied for the league lead interceptions as Fox kicks this one off. Flag is thrown in, as there will be a fair catch called by Jaden Reed at the 25. We'll see what the penalty is for. McKinney tied with Kirby Joseph for the most interceptions in the NFL with 7. Hussey hustles down through the right sideline to get a word from his field judge to check in on the penalty. It's going to be on Green Bay. $50-yard punt for Fox. So that will make the Packers start for their 15. As Robert Rochelle is not happy with the officials. Super Bowl champion with the Rams. 4th-year man from Central Arkansas. A native of Shreveport, Louisiana. So as we get on to the injury reserve guys. A.J. Dillon out for the open neck injury. Marshawn Lloyd on the non-football illness list, dealing with issues with an ankle, hamstring, and his appendix. Luke Musgrave, ankle injury. Jordan Morgan, Tyler Davis, shoulder injuries. Lions lead 7-0 here in this first quarter as Tucker Kraft is motioning to the right. Packers start at their 17-yard line. Double shotgun, as it is Jacobs getting the rock here. Jacobs threw a small hole. He got 7 yards out of that. Leading through the way, his ability to go through the smallest of holes is impressive. He demonstrated that with the Las Vegas Raiders and is carrying it on to the Green Bay Packers. Gets 7 yards out of that. Green Bay's not going to run another play to end off this first quarter. They may be taking this to the second one unless they hurry up. I don't think they'll run a play here. There's no need to. And they won't. They'll take it to the second quarter, down by 7. Opening drive touchdown for David Montgomery. That's the only scorer tonight from 5.5 yards out. The second is next. Al Galva here with you on the play-by-play. Back in a bit. 1-0. That's the lead for the Lions. Next week it will be the Rams and the 49ers. On Thursday Night Football, motioning left is Christian Watson as he draws the 1-on-1 matchup deep. Love on a deep drop back. Pressure comes to him. Finds the wide open man Watson. First down and a lot more. As he dives, loses the ball at the end. Diving onto it are the Lions. It is David Long Jr. Carlton Davis poked the ball out from Watson. And Long, the former Miami Dolphin, recovers. A lot of pressure at first for Jordan Love. At the end, as Watson cuts back one bit as he avoids it. And the ball jarred loose as he was trying to make the dive. Davis was the one poking it free as he punched it out Peanut Tillman style. And Long falls in it just enough towards the right. There was pressure from the middle from Jonah Williams and Jack Campbell. Williams, another former Ram, as teammates with Long previously. And the Lions will start from their own 46. Good field position to begin with. Goff through the middle. Tight coverage. Laporta wins the battle. Close for first down. He'll get it. 1-on-1 with Quay Walker, which felt more like 1-on-3. Tight ends usually are former basketball players. And that's the 7th first down for the Lions in this game. The first time the Packers got a first down, they lost the ball. Knuckles is in the game as the single back, right behind Goff. Williams motioning to the left. Montgomery on the ball. Still going with it. 4 yards on the carry. Up for the middle. And there is a late flag coming in as Dan Skipper was shoved. That'll add 15 more yards to it, I think. Easy call to make for the officials. Unnecessary roughness. And that's going to be on Quay Walker. Walker got very testy after the matter of fact as he was getting blocked off by Skipper, and Skipper pushed him and Walker had enough. That's something you do not do, shoving someone after the play was over, because that's going to ignite a fight. Tim Patrick called for the penalty and he was in the right to do so. Easiest call in the league to make. And that's a free first down for the Lions as they're in the I formation. Motion man for the right is Laporta. Goff keeps. Aaron is for the right. Deep down the field. Overthrows everyone, including the Packers secondary. Brock Wright, the intended man. Goff had some pressure put towards him. At this time, Montgomery learned from the mistake of allowing the pressure on Goff and picks up McDuffie, who is coming in as a free blitzer. Picks up the blitz right on time as Montgomery closes off McDuffie. Williams, the motion man. Goff draws this one up. Gibbs swallowed. There's nothing on that play. Aaron Mosby swallows him whole. Devontae Wyatt also there. Another Georgia man. So Wyatt, one of the more underappreciated defensive linemen on the Packers. People talk about Kenny Clark, but Wyatt, a first-round pick out of Georgia. As Lucas Van Ness runs off onto the locker room with the medical staff. There may be an issue with him. First-round pick for the Packers. Gary lines up at the right side opposite Sewell. Goff, running out of time, spikes it to the dirt. And it's incomplete. The intended man is Allen Robinson as Goff was hit as he threw it. That'll force a field goal try from Jake Bates. A feel-good story is he came for the UFL's Michigan Panthers. A hometown hero. Clutch kick after clutch kick, including a 58-yarder against the Texans. A 52-yard game-winning field goal. He missed his first field goal just last week, 19 of 20. First year with Detroit, the Lions that is. This will be a 43-yarder from the right hash. Snap, spot, kick. All perfect. Lines it up inside the left hash. 10-0 Detroit. A minute 59 gone. As the punch out from Carlton Davis leads to the Jake Bates field goal. That's 3 points off the turnover. 10-0 Detroit when we come back. Clark and Jared Goff, the two nominees for Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, recognizing excellence on and off the field. So NFL.com/Man of the Year to vote on NFL honors for Walter Payton Man of the Year. The award will be presented on February 6th. So each of the 32 teams will have their nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year for their leadership on and off the field. Clark and Goff, the two leaders of such. Jake Bates will kick it off as we look back the previous Walter Payton Man of the Year award winners. Bates gets it off. Remember J.J. Watt during Hurricane Harvey to raise $37 million for Hurricane Harvey relief. Calais Campbell, Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, Cam Hayward, the four active players who have won Walter Payton Man of the Year. So Clark bringing that smile to communities around the state of Wisconsin. And both of them extremely deserving of the award. Packers looking for more than one first down as Kraft motions to the left of Rasheed Walker. Jacobs lined up as a single back. He'll get the ball. Jacobs through the middle. Jacobs stopped after 4 yards. And the defense, you'll be seeing more and more of them as they're putting pressure on Jordan Love. That includes on the outside, Za'Darius Smith, Ezekiel Turner, Al-Qadim Muhammad. Even the middle from Pat O'Connor. Jonah Williams also got involved in that. It's an everybody eats defense, essentially, with the absence of Hutchinson and Davenport on the outside edges. 2nd and 6, double pistol. Jaden Reed motions left. It is Jacobs again. Jacobs for one tackler. A first down to midfield. Riding off Kirby Joseph. Forced out of bounds. The one thing about Jacobs is that he is a powerful runner, no matter where he goes. One of the quality running backs, as he is bursting through the right that time. Officials had to break up a fight. Jacobs will get some rest after this one. He brings explosiveness onto the field. And this was also a good setup on the right side as he shook off an attempted tackle from Detroit. Those play action pass opportunities were dialed up towards the right. And this is Emmanuel Wilson who gets 7 yards. Taking this to the 40-yard line, a gain of 7 for the Packers. Now, Emmanuel Wilson, a key piece of depth for Green Bay. Good to see him getting more reps, especially the absence of A.J. Dillon, who was out for the entire season with a neck injury. Chris Brooks, the second running back here. Both Wilson and Brooks are out there. Brooks lined up to the left of Love. On 2nd and 3, Lions 40, Wilson motions left. It is Brooks getting the carry. Brooks is stuffed. Trying to get the second effort and does. Gets a first down, picks it up. 2 guys are down. Trying to get up. Getting helped up are Quan Alexander and Elton Jenkins as Josh Jacobs heating up. 987 rushing yards, which is third the NFL behind none other than Henry and Barkley. Since 1970, 2 Packers have finished top 3 in rushing. John Brockington, 1971-1973, and Amon-Ra, 2003. Jacobs could be the third on this list. 4 rushes so far on this drive. Could this be 5 rushing plays as Kraft motions right? Oh, there's a flag down. I don't know if Love was set or if one of the defensive linemen got in. Josh Myers is snapping it. Encroachment on Pat O'Connor. He's making it tough on Josh Myers. I guess there was a push from the middle. And Pat O'Connor, as he tried to get something off early, and Love felt the effect. Encroachment on O'Connor. Another undisciplined penalty. You cannot get any more of those. Kraft motions right. Winded to the right of Tom. Goes back left. Picking up the block. Packers can't get anything on this ground game right there. Good stop at the left side from Jack Campbell. Past the 5:15 mark of the second quarter, it was Josh Jacobs in his first play back. Was stuffed. Kraft motioning towards the left as he picks up Trevor Nowask, who shoves him. And Trevor Nowaski, who made the stop as he directed Jacobs backwards alongside Terrion Arnold. 2 yards. On this next play, Reed motions around. Jacobs finds a hole and a first down, 5 yards. So Green Bay's on the move so far. And we have another injury, it seems. Sean Ryan, the right guard. He's walking under his own power. He'll be subbed out. And taking his place is Kadeem Telfort, the backup right guard. First-year man out of UAB from Miami, Florida. Jacob Monk is inactive as he is not suiting up. Travis Glover suiting up for tonight. Rookie out of Georgia State. So taking their right guard spot. First down here at the Lion 25. It is Jacobs again. Jacobs stuffed again. Just 1 yard this time as the Lions crowd him, and there's a flag out. We'll wonder what this one's set for. Andre Dillard, another healthy scratch. Well, actually not a healthy scratch. He's another reserve offensive lineman. 6-year man for Washington State. And the left guard, Elton Jenkins, carve a hole. That'll back up the Packers 10 yards. 6th year in the league. He's playing across Lake Michigan. 6-year man from Mississippi State, and that left hand may have caught a piece of one of the Lions defenders. That's Pat O'Connor up for the middle. 5 penalties, 44 yards for the Packers. Lions call 3 penalties, 29 yards. 8:30 to go here in the second quarter. Packers turned it over as Watson lost it. Love is going to throw. Love is all day in the pocket. Finds a wide open Ben Sims. Immediately stopped by an approaching Brian Branch. Blown up at the right side. Another injury that is Evan Williams, who has taken his helmet off and is walking to the locker room. Under his own power, a big impact player. It's one of the deep safeties. Love is 3 of 6 for 31 yards. A ton of injuries so far on this Lions defense. 2nd down and 12 as Kraft picked up 8 yards. Reed is motioning left. Jordan Love, 2 play fakes. Has to hurry. Gets away from the pocket. Running towards his left. Runs for the 1st down. Out of bounds. Take it to the 13-yard line as Love is finding open lanes. Right, left. Everything is closed off as Jaden Reed, well defended as Love got away from the pressure. Gets up in front. Not often do you see him use his legs, but when he has to, he'll use it to his advantage. So he fakes the throw. This is the missing piece. The run for Love. Reed motions left, single back set again. Now he motions back right. Jacobs one more time. This time he is munched up again. And more flags come in. Ezekiel Turner made a stop. Becoming a flag fest so far. Could it be Detroit getting the penalty this time? John Hussey getting the war from his officials. Illegal use of hands. That is hands to the face by Za'Darius Smith, who is grabbing the face mask of Rasheed Walker on the left side as he tugged him once. It's to the neck. There's no offensive face mask either. Another 1st down for the Packers. 10-0. Lions still leading. As Dontavion Wicks motions to the left. Brian Branch showing the blitz on the outside left. Packers showcase run. They showed run the entire way. And Jacobs leads Green Bay 2-2. Five yards on this run from Jacobs. Good hold set up by Telford, the right guard, going into place of Sean Ryan. The play was potentially blown up at first. A bad tackling attempt from Aleem McNeil. Shaking through. Yards after contact has been key for Jacobs. He's showing his vision. 9 rushes, 1 pass on this drive. This will be the 11th play of this drive. 2nd and goal. As the Packers are trying to get into the end zone. 2 guys on the outside right. Play fake. Love. Bad overthrow for Tucker Kraft. It was an incomplete pass on a play fake. But, oh my goodness. That sailed over the head of Kraft. Throwing to the outside right. He was so open as he shook off the block from Trevor Nowaski. And nobody was covering him. Brian Branch was right in front. And this was a good adjustment on the pass. But just sails over the head of Kraft. Possibly Love is worried about the possibility of Branch intercepting it. 3rd and goal. It's a shotgun set. 3 receivers to the left. Kraft the tight end to the right. Wicks motions right. He's at the left. Love has to hurry up. Throwing over to the left side. Deflected up. And a flag comes in. It's intercepted though. This will not count. This interception will not count. Carlton Davis had to pick as it was tipped up. I don't think this interception is going to count. Terrion Arnold may have pass interference against him, or a hold. They're signaling against Detroit. Dan Campbell's like, what are we doing? Man-to-man against Christian Watson. Never had the head turned around towards the ball. Watson calling for the flag. He'll get his wish. Arnold's already pleading his case. And another defensive pass interference penalty against the Lions. That's their 17th against them. 2 tonight. They lead the league in defensive pass interference penalties. And Arnold has gotten the most of them. Need to work on discipline. First and goal. Straight away, Jacobs bulldozes in. Not the prettiest drive for Green Bay, but they'll take it any way they want to. And by any means necessary they need to. And this drive was all rushing. 12 plays, 70 yards. That took off 7 minutes and 26 seconds of clock. And Arnold, who has been much criticized for getting pass interference penalties against him, cost him an opportunity. Brandon McManus will kick the extra point for the Packers. He has managed to solve Green Bay's kicking problems as of late. Kick is up and nails that one. Inside the left post. 5:35 to go here in the second quarter. Josh Jacobs punches it in for 1 yard out after Terrion Arnold's pass interference on Christian Watson, which negated a Carlton Davis interception. We'll be back. Jared Goff showcases his confidence over time. And when he is tasked with doing less, the team succeeds. The ground game has been the bread and butter of the Lions. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs leading the way as the two running backs of the Lions, as they're relying on the two of them as their strength. Dan Campbell, potential coach of the year. A year for breakthroughs, the Lions' trajectory only going upwards. McManus gets this one off, and back deep, this will not be returned. The Lions, with a touchdown and a field goal, David Montgomery, Jake Bates. Football on a Thursday night. See how both teams go on through the rest of this match as Goff and company retake the field. Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown looking for more success on through the air. There's a motion man to the right. That is, I believe, Jahmyr Gibbs. Here's Montgomery. Montgomery shaking off several Packers defenders. What a nice run. 8, maybe 9 yards as he was dancing all over the Packers defense. Gets the ball and he gets the ball fed for the rock and fakes out several tacklers before Bullard and Wooden combining on him. 5:05 to go here in the second quarter and the first half. You have Jared Goff jerseys here at the stands. Single back set again. It's Montgomery. St. Brown is the motion man to the right. Fake over to Montgomery. Goff for the middle. Finds this man. The first down and then some. Jammo into Packer territory. For the middle of the field. That's been the Lions' bread and butter. The middle. Gonna put this ball for the line because that's tight coverage. Because spacing gets very little. Goff swings it to the left for Montgomery. Montgomery has blockers. Shoestring from behind. About 6 yards on the catch. Wooden was in on him. So it turns out an injury to the right thumb of Lucas Van Ness. He was checked into the X-ray room, but injury to his right thumb. He has his helmet on, but he have limited reps. Williams, who got the Lions into Packer territory on this drive. 2nd and 5. He is lined up to the outside left. To the left of Sam Laporta. Oh my goodness, one of the Packers are offside. He gets back across the line of scrimmage. Airs it to the left. And Williams did not see that as he never turned his head. 3rd and 5. Carrington Valentine was covering him, but that Packers defender right opposite Williams was offside before he got back on across the line of scrimmage. Jeff Halfway, second year. So Jeff Halfway, the defensive coordinator, first year on the team. A good thing to pick that blitz up for the Lions. Kingsley and Nogbury was closing in. Single back set. This would not be a get to Montgomery. Goff shakes off the rusher. For the middle is Montgomery as he goes back to him. First down, gets 6 yards. Almost sacked by Kingsley and Nogbury. But Goff manages to step up, get away from the pressure, and dump it off to his trusty running back, Knuckles. If you're a Lions fan, of course, you have to love the Sonic and Knuckles duo. So Nogbury never got to Goff, and Goff makes him pay for it by going to Montgomery, takes some contact. 3:10 to go here as Sonic checks in. At the shotgun, St. Brown motions right. He is in the slot. Laporta has the tight end to the left. Goff keeps. Pump fakes once. Now delivers a dime to Laporta. Another first down. 13 yards. Trying to go for more. 4 Packers surround him, including Zane Anderson. And Laporta shoved to the ground. And there's some more bruising and scuffling. No further. This could have gone more ugly, but it didn't. Dan Skipper, the left tackle, was in on the commotion, trying to break that up. This will likely be the last play before the 2-minute warning, as Ben Johnson wants a word with some of the Packers. Both of the coordinators on the sidelines. When the play clock is reset, they may have to get a play out before the 2-minute warning. Do they have to? Yeah, they'll get the playoff. This is the last play before the 2-minute warning as Gibbs trying to get the edge towards the outside left on Bullard. Gibbs gets free. And that I mean 3 yards. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning with 1:53 left. Lions trying to find the end zone for the second time tonight. 10-7 they lead with 1:53 to go in the half. Ben Johnson, a hot commodity among head coaching searches. He is the offensive coordinator for the Lions before they was a junior programmer. He is in assistant coaching jobs. Beforehand, he was with Boston College from 2009 to 2011 and the Miami Dolphins from 2012 to 2018. This is his first season as an offensive coordinator. And with the Lions, they're averaging 28.2 points per game, the most in the NFL since 2022. He assumed offensive play calling duties after the Lions let go of Anthony Lynn. Johnson is described as the offensive coordinator as fresh, young blood onto this Lions team. Back onto the field, 3 receivers on the field as they change formations. Williams and St. Brown to the right with St. Brown at the slot. Goff delivers a screen pass to Laporta. Laporta with blockers. The first down. Down at the 4-yard line with Quay Walker saving a touchdown. First and goal of a key block from Penny Sewell at the right tackle side. Lions trying to get something up. The right guard 71, Kevin Zeitler, who has played on every AFC North team except the Steelers, will have a huge pancake block on Zane Anderson, 39 and white. First and goal, this will be for the 4-yard line as Tim Patrick lines up to the right of Sewell. Shotgun set, trips formation to the left. Play clock at 5. Running down. Montgomery on the field. Brock Wright. That's the second tight end. Montgomery trying to plow his way through. Trying to get a push. He is stopped at the 1. 1 yard shy of it. One of the Packers there was Isaiah McDuffie. Another one being Zane Anderson. They combine the tackle. 1 minute to go. And the Packers will take their second timeout, looking for defensive adjustments. So it's second and goal. So Jared Goff has been scarily accurate. The Lions have brought the pressure on Jordan Love throughout the match. And Love has felt every brunt of the pressure. The Packers strengthened their running game, and they went repeatedly with the ground game. Ground and pound football, old school style. That's what they do best with Josh Jacobs. The Lions bring a lot of pressure despite not having Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport. Second and goal from the 1.5 yard line. Single back set, Montgomery right behind Goff. Wind up at the 10-yard line. They'll sneak it. He'll do it himself. Was he in? This is the question. No signal yet. They'll give it to him. Touchdown, Detroit. They may take a closer look at this. Every touchdown is reviewable, but this is too close to call. They may take a further look at this with 51 seconds to go. Oh, they'll reverse it. The knee was down. One official comes in. Yeah, the knee was down as Goff tried to sneak it. The ball was not across the line. The knee was down. He was definitely short. And by rule, because of the reversal, there will be a 10-second runoff. However, the Packers have taken their final timeout so as to avoid the 10-second runoff. They're trying to conserve as much time as possible so they can get a score out before the 2-minute warning. 51 seconds to go. Lions leading 10-7. You know that Dan Campbell and company are not afraid to go for it if they get stuffed on 3rd and goal at the 1. However, that same thing may not be said if they get taken out from inside about the 2, which would be the same as the 2-point conversion as Jordan Love is discussing with his guys. 3rd and goal from 1.5 yards to go. And somebody may be hurt. Or maybe they're resetting the game clock. So we may have a delay. So they have reset the clock to 1 minute. That was the time of the last timeout from the Packers, so as to avoid the 10-second runoff. Again, it's single back. It is Montgomery. Lions bunched up at the line scrimmage altogether as Laporta motions right. Montgomery gets the ruck, trying to power through. The Packers deny him entry. Kenny Clark was the first one. It'll be 4th down and an interesting decision for Detroit. And you know Dan Campbell, he's not afraid to go for it on 4th and goal, but that play was blown up, forcing a loss of 1. On for the backfield as Montgomery tried to power onto the right. Several Packers crowd him. They lose 1.5 yards. 4th and goal. Clark with the stop. And you know, they could use a timeout here if they want to. And about now they will. With 14 seconds to go. 4th and goal with 14 seconds. And they're trying to do that so as to limit as much time as possible for the Packers to get something. The Lions have finished top 3 in conversions and attempts in each of their last 3 seasons on 4th down under Campbell. This season, they're 11 of 17, converting 65% of their 4th downs. Whereas you got your top-notch offensive line as the training staff goes out to give them Gatorades. Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. The Lions win. They make the playoffs. They're going with a shotgun set here on 4th and goal. If they convert, it'll be a touchdown. Goff to throw. Goff looking middle. Caught. Touchdown. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go. Gotta follow the rainbow. Jahmyr Gibbs in for 6. No chance for the Packers to defend as it was for the middle. Quay Walker way out of position to make a defensive play. So he was trying to defend it. Bates for the extra point. Left hash. It's up and through. 17-7. And as you would expect, Dan Campbell's gamble once again pays off. An outstanding Texas route on the angle. See, fake to the outside right, then shifts direction on Walker. No chance. That was actually McDuffie. No chance for McDuffie to stop that. This gives us a beautiful Texas route towards the inside. What a call by Ben Johnson. What a gamble by Dan Campbell. And Detroit is up 17-7. Knuckles is in. Sonic's in. We'll have to get Tails and Amy in. And later Shadow in. Everyone's getting involved here in Detroit. And imagine who would be who in such an offense. Part of me thought that Goff would be Tails. They'll have Sam Laporta be Shadow and Amon-Ra St. Brown as Silver. If that works. Kick us up from Bates. And the Packers are likely going to take this into halftime. Because to begin the second half, they will have possession. Detroit started the game with the ball. Packers won the coin toss. They deferred. Jordan Love just 3 of 7 for 31 yards. But it's been the Josh Jacobs show. 9 rushes, 49 yards, and a touchdown. Christian Watson, 1 catch, 20 yards. But with that fumble, as he had the ball punched out by Carlton Davis. So obviously not time for panicking for the Packers. They'll have 30 minutes of game time in the second half as Jordan Love kneels it down. Lions lead 17-7 heading into halftime, so we'll bring the halftime report when we come back to you right after this. I am Alec Nava. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs with the touchdowns for the Lions. The low one for Green Bay being Josh Jacobs. 3 completions in the first half were the fewest since 2013 for the Packers. But that was back in the middle of the Aaron Rodgers era. This is the Jordan Love era, fresh in its beginnings. Halftime report in just a moment. Ground and pound has been the name of this game throughout. To get you to the halftime report, Alec Nava here with you. Jared Goff, pinpoint accuracy, 14-20 for 131 yards, 1 touchdown. He took 1 sack, which brings the net passing yards to 128, but he's been otherwise efficient. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs haven't been utilized a lot, 15 carries combined for 46 yards and a touchdown. Jared Goff tried to sneak his way through. His knee was down before he got to the goal. He got to the end zone. Gibbs does have a touchdown of his own. That was through the air. 3 catches, 16 yards. David Montgomery, 2 catches, 11 yards. So in terms of all-purpose yards, when you include the 27 rushing yards added to their totals, their all-purpose yards goes up to 73 yards combined between Gibbs and Montgomery. Sonic and Knuckles. Jameson Williams, 3 catches, 54 yards. Sam Laporta, 4 catches, 40 yards. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 catches, 10 yards. So they're utilizing Jamo more, which is a good sign for the Lions' offensive attack. As we go over to the Packers, 9 rushes, 49 yards, and a touchdown for Josh Jacobs. But Jordan Love has not thrown the ball a lot. 3 of 7, 31 yards. And those catches were for Christian Watson, Tucker Kraft, and Dontavion Wicks. Jaden Reed does not have a catch. He was targeted once tonight. Watson has the only fumble. He lost it as it was punched out by Carlton Davis. And David Long Jr. recovered it for the Lions. Davis had an interception wiped off because of a Terrion Arnold pass interference penalty. The Lions lead the league in pass interference penalties with 17 as such. 2 of them will come tonight. The Lions are outgaining the Packers to total yards, 174 to 104. 5 drives. The Packers averaging 4.7 yards per play, 24 yards passing, 80 yards rushing. 128 yards passing for the Lions in net yards. The Lions cashed out the red zone twice. The Packers, on their only trip to the red zone, they made it through. We get over to out-of-town scores from both the NHL and the NBA. We have 3 final scores. The Montreal Canadiens, who made a post calling out Team USA, saying that they have the USA's best goal scorer, not the Maple Leafs. They down and blanked the Nashville Predators 3-0. Patrick Laine scored his first goal of the season against the New York Islanders. He's continuing the confidence of a goal against Nashville. Power play goal, short-handed goal, empty netter for Laine, Jake Evans, and Joel Armia, respectively. The Lightning demolished the Sharks 8-1 at Amalie Arena. Cam Atkinson, Connor Geeky, Brandon Hagel twice, Jake Gensel, Anthony Cirelli, Nick Perbix, and Nick Paul on the score sheets. 5 goals in that first period for Tampa. Carolina wins 5-3 against Colorado, with Val Nichushkin scoring twice in the third period. It was not enough though. Eric Robinson, Seth Jarvis, Jack Roslovic, Martin Necas, Andrei Svechnikov all on the goal scoring sheet for the Canes. So the 4 nations face off. So we look into them right after these 2 final scores. 126-114. The Cavaliers beat the Nuggets. Another good showing for Donovan Mitchell. 28 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Darius Garland, 24 with 4 assists. Evan Mobley, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals. Karis LeVert with 21 off the bench. 5 of 6 from 3, 6 assists for him. Mitchell, 6 of 10 from 3 as well. And Garland was 3 of 10 from 3. Shot 9 of 20 for the field. 27, 20, and 11. Dominant stat line from Nikola Jokic with 3 steals. Putting up his daily triple-double stats. Nothing special for him. It's just another day for him. Well, any other player not named Russell Westbrook putting a triple-double, it would be an outstanding stat. But even for the Russell Westbrook of the day, it will be outstanding for him. Mavs down the Wizards, 137-101 at Capital One Arena. With 25 from Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic to a triple-double, 21, 10, and 10. 2 steals to go with it as well. 2 steals as well for Kyrie. Bench points coming in handy for the Mavs. 16 for Daniel Gafford, 7 boards. 13 for Jaden Hardy on 6 minutes played. 14 for Quentin Grimes. And 12 for Spencer Dinwiddie. So that's been the key for the Mavs. The Thunder beat up the Raptors 129-92. I'll be seeing the Thunder in the NBA Cup when they host the Dallas Mavericks. Also the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets, the other game I'm trying to cover. 30 points for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 16 rebounds for Isaiah Hartenstein. 20 for Jalen Williams with 7 boards, 2 assists. Isaiah Joe thrusted to the starting 5 with 16 points. And a solid night for him. 13 each from Kenrich Williams and A.J. Mitchell. 12 for Aaron Wiggins off the bench. So as we go on to the upcoming Four Nations face-off, I can't wait to do this with the one and only John Ott. They'll get over to the rosters. And by the way, for those following along, well, to say the least, he's one of my good friends. We do several hockey broadcasts together. We can't wait to cover the Four Nations face-off in just a moment. So we'll stay with you for the remainder of halftime. So for Canada, their roster is split out. On the forwards, Sam Bennett, Anthony Cirelli, Sidney Crosby, Brandon Hagel, Seth Jarvis, Travis Konechny, Nathan McKinnon, Brad Marchand, Mitch Marner, Connor McDavid, Braden Point, Sam Reinhart, and Mark Stone. Defensemen, Kel McCarr, Josh Morrissey, Colton Parayko, Alex Pietrangelo, Travis Sanheim, Shea Theodore, and Devon Taves. Their 3 goaltenders are Jordan Binnington, Aiden Hill, and Sam Montembeault. For Finland, their roster looks like this. Forwards are Sebastian Aho, Joel Armia, Alexander Barkov, Michael Granlund, Eric Haula, Rope Hintz, Capo Kakko, Patrick Laine, Arturi Lehkonen, Anton Lundell, Eetu Luostarinen, Mikko Rantanen, and Teuvo Teravainen. Defensemen are Jani Hakanpää, Miro Heiskanen, Esa Lundell, Olli Mata, Niko Mikkola, Rasmus Ristolainen, and Juuso Valimaki. The goaltenders are Jussi Saros, Kevin Lankinen, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. For Sweden, their rosters like this. Victor Arvidsson, Jesper Bratt, Leo Carlsson, Joe Eriksson Ek, Philip Forsberg, William Karlsson, Adrian Kempe, Elias Lindholm, William Nylander, Gustav Nyquist, Lucas Raymond, Elias Pettersson, and Mika Zibanejad. Defensemen, Rasmus Andersson, Jonas Brodin, Rasmus Dahlin, Matthias Ekholm, Gustav Forsling, Victor Hedman, and Erik Karlsson. Goaltenders are Jacob Markstrom, Philip Gustafsson, and Linus Ullmark. For USA, their rosters like this. Matt Boldy, Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Jake Ensel, Jack Hughes, Chris Kreider, Dylan Larkin, Austin Matthews, JT Miller, Brock Nelson, Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk, and Vincent Trocheck. For defensemen, Brock Faber, Adam Fox, Noah Hannafin, Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy, Jacob Slavin, Zach Werenski, Matt Boldy. So, not Matt Boldy, So, Zach Werenski is 7 defensemen. Matt Boldy's a forward. But it would be ironic if he played defense as well, given that he's on a defense-first team, the Minnesota Wild. The goaltenders, Connor Hellebuck, Jake Ottinger, Jeremy Swayman. So Swayman is the lone Alaskan on Team USA's roster. William Nylander is from Calgary, but his family is from Sweden. He is the son of Michael Nylander. So his brother Alex Nylander, also with Swedish roots. He's born in Calgary as his father Michael was playing for the Flames at that time. So Michael is from Stockholm, Sweden. So he is a dual citizen of Sweden and Canada. Selected 8th overall in the 2014 draft. So it's bigger for Nylander to get dual citizenship. It's good for him in that regard. So he had 3 final scores and such. A 4th one right now. The New York Knicks take down the Charlotte Hornets 125-111 at Madison Square Garden. With 27 from Karl Anthony Towns, with 16 rebounds, 2 blocks, 25 from OG Anunoby, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. Jalen Brunson with 24 points, 5 assists on 6 of 8 shooting, 7 of 8 for the free throw line. 19 from Mikal Bridges, who played a game-high 47 minutes. 7 assists, 18 for Josh Hart, 38 minutes played for him. Brunson played 27. Deuce McBride played 28 minutes, put up 10 points. Precious Achiuwa in his return to the Knicks lineup, 2 points, 12 minutes, 4 rebounds. Trying to get him back into game action. So you get back into Ford Field. So Jordan Love does not have a touchdown throw. 31 yards passing for Love. That's his lowest total that we can remember. And the lowest for the Packers since 2013. You got to get back up to your scoring touch. Jordan Love has to get back on his rhythm. And Love is very capable of getting the Packers back into the game, shown by his clutch stats. And by his rise to the second half, he is getting ready. Should the Packers return this kick, Jake Bates will send it up from the right side. Kick is on the way. This sails through the right, and this will sail towards the back of the end zone. No chance to return this. And even for the injuries on defense, Dan Campbell's defensive unit held the Packers to 7 points. 13 straight regular season wins were in the league at halftime for Dan Campbell's unit, which is the longest active streak in the league with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who led against the Cincinnati Bengals 27-21 at halftime last week. That was the last game in the NFL that I covered. 2 receivers are lined to the right, including Ben Sims. Josh Jacobs lined up at the pistol right behind Love. 2 linebackers here in this formation. They'll give it to Jacobs. Jacobs to the right. Booming hit. Brian Branch. He brings the boom here. He wants to have some of that barbecue from that grill. Over the right, and Branch, he red run the entire way, shedding the block off of Dontavion Wicks. An intelligent run defender as he went in and crashed on Josh Jacobs. Kaboom. Loss of 1.5. Empty set for Love. Branch is keyed in on the right side, showing blitz. Jacobs motions back towards the left of Love. Branch is indeed blitzing. Love airing this down for the right sideline. A man open. Caught! Christian Watson! At the 10-yard line in Lion territory. Out of all beliefs, Christian Watson got free as he did the one-on-one move of Carlton Davis, who got burned deep on the right side. Love read the blitz, saw it, and right on the money on the deep throw. A home run ball, no safety help for Carlton Davis. He had to do it on his own, and Kirby Joseph knew it. First explosive play here is Watson. 2 catches, 79 yards. That'll make up for the fumble he had. Love airs it to the right, and Watson had it pinned out by Davis. Big play guy, Christian Watson. He had 59 yards on his second catch of this night on the home run ball. So the officials had to break up another potential scuffle as Watson gets back into the huddle. Bo Melton was in on the last play. For the entire first half, they wanted something, they didn't get it. Melton coming out of Rutgers. 2nd and 10, they just got the play off. Love on the play fake, clean pocket, steps up, airs this for the left. Fight for the ball. Not catchable, incomplete. Davis locked up Watson that time. It'll become 3rd and 10. So, Aileen McNeil, not a concussion, it is a head injury. And indeed, It feels like my audio from audition cut out. 3rd and 10 here. As Wicks, or Reed rather, motions left. It is Love. Reads the blitz over the middle. Hold in! Touchdown, Tucker Kraft! Beat out his one-on-one man. And on that drive, the Packers prevail. 5 plays. They take it a minute 45 into the half. And he could not be stopped that time around as he lines up outside right, one-on-one opposite Carlton Davis. I don't know if my Twitch glitched out as McManus throws the extra point. It is good. Now make it 17-14 with Detroit leading. Three-point game here in Detroit. We'll be right back. Able to reestablish my connections with Audition. So it's back there. Able to get that up. You remember, tomorrow, Stars and Golden Knights, 10 Eastern. Sunday, Chargers Chiefs, 8:20 Eastern. The game will start. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Brandon McManus will kick this one off to the Lions for their first drive of this half. So far, the ground game has been solid for Detroit. Running backs have connected, Sonic and Knuckles. Tucker Kraft in at the end zone for Green Bay. He sees the coverage unit all along, up through the middle. To the inside, every lane blocked off, no lane surrendered. Making that perfect throw through the middle. And a dap up as Kraft waving high. Brock Wright is the fullback for this play. Sam Laporta line up as a tight end. 2 receivers to the left. And Gibbs the running back. Keyshawn Nixon line up as a blitzer. They'll give it to Gibbs. Gibbs shakes off one man. Can't get away from the reinforcements. And flags fly in. Each team is penalized 5 times in this game. One of these two units will get the 6th penalty, and it's going to be the Lions. Penny Sewell, the right tackle. And we'll repeat the first down. He was holding on to Kenny Clark, trying to get the lane set up, and gets tugged from behind. That negates the 1 yard or carry. 1st and 20. Goff is going to throw this one towards the middle. Caught. 5 yards. St. Brown, play whistle dead after he got back up. Fifth overall pick out of Oregon. He has not missed a snap in the NFL, whether he be lined up at left tackle or at the right tackle. Well, he is not allowed a sack, even though he was sacked himself on a trick play. That was last Thanksgiving. 2nd and 14, they'll officially mark it 6 yards for the Lions. Goff, clean pocket towards the right, picked off! Keyshawn Nixon jumped the route. He's looking to return this all the way back. And he sets the Packers up in the red zone as he runs it across the field. 10th interception of the year for Jared Goff. He has not thrown a pick since the Texans game. The coverage of the defense. A disguised defense for Green Bay. He was looking towards the direction of Tim Patrick to the right. He didn't have a chance to make that decision. He thought that Patrick was open. Nixon jumped the route. Fielding the route, he stepped right in front of that so as to shut off Detroit's chances. Each team leveled in the turnover department. Packers at the line 16 as Reed is motioning to the right. A penalty and then a turnover. Talk about a bad drive for the Lions as Jacobs trying to find that right side. Just gets 2 yards. And Brian Branch, he is slow to get up. He attempted to get up. Jumps up. Right on his own. Body was hurt. But he might be a little shaken up right after that hit. He looked a little iffy, not gonna lie. 137 yards in their last 3 drives offensively for the Packers. They get 2 on this one. 2nd and 8 on a pistol set. Here's Love dropping back. Airs this to the left. Catch! Trying to reach for the first down was Wicks. Doesn't be close. Does he have that first down? They may talk about it. I think he does. He is pointing. Wicks is getting more opportunities in the absence of Romeo Doubs. And in an old huddle, here's Jacobs. Jacobs trying to bustle hit. He does! Packers take the lead. Touchdown. His 2nd tonight. And that is off the turnover. 2 quick touchdowns here. In a span of 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Right into the second half, the Packers have the lead. 3 plays, 16 yards. Right off the takeaway from Keyshawn Nixon. Jacobs on the same page as everyone else as he was bustling in. Remember the Lions' lack of healthy players on defense. Extra point for McManus. Almost blocked, but he nails it. 21-17. It is a 4-point lead for Green Bay. So Goff threw it as Nixon jumped the route. Aiming towards Tim Patrick. And Jacobs plunged it in from 6 yards out. Back in a bit. quick touchdowns for the Packers in the opening 5 minutes. Against the Seahawks, the completion percentage was 100%, 155.8 passer rating. It ties its 80%, 129.9. Perfect passer rating against the Jaguars, 158.3, 83% completion rating. 62% completion percentage against Chicago on Thanksgiving last week. Plenty of time to prepare both teams. This game, still on the docket. Brandon McManus, not returnable, towards the back of the end zone. But Detroit has to get back into the rhythm right after that brutal turnover. 5 interceptions against the Texans in Week 10. Has not thrown an interception in the last 3 weeks. And then you have one tonight. 4 interceptions in the first 3 weeks. 1 each against the Rams and Cardinals. 2 against the Buccaneers. That was the long time that the Lions have lost this season. Packers tried to hand them just their second loss this year. Play fake to Gibbs. Goff hangs onto it, then dumps out for Gibbs at the left side. Gibbs, oh my word, he gets munched up by Eric Stokes, who is filling in the CB1 role in the absence of Jaire Alexander, 4th-year man out of Georgia. Alexander out with a knee injury as the Lions are going with an up-tempo offense. 2nd and 5. Goff will throw. Looks left and right. Now middle. First down catch. For progress, and it's the ex-Bronco, Tim Patrick. Ball be placed at the left hash. Ben Johnson wasn't going to stay away from the middle of the field game, but he tried to exhaust the Packers defense further. 190 total yards on each side. Laporta positioned to the right of Penny Sewell. Now motions left. Inside toss. Jahmyr Gibbs. 2 yards only. Colby Woodham there. Alongside Aaron Mosby. 5 minutes into the third quarter. The Packers 2 touchdowns. They came in at a span of 2 minutes exact. Inside penetration is key here. For the Packers, they need to put on that pressure on the Lions, of one of the best offensive lines in the league. Isaiah McDuffie lined up at the outside, Quay Walker the inside. Goff drops back, through the middle, deep, in and out of Laporta's hands. He was trying to hold this in, but no can do. 3rd and 8. Man coverage that time around, and that's how you can beat out this secondary. As Laporta tried to go put on an outside move on Stokes, but as he caught it, could not hang on to it. It went right by his breadbasket. Not able to hang on. And the referee may be hurt. Yes, that is a referee getting hurt. The Packers medical staff checking in on him. That is Carl Johnson, the line judge. Looking to get back onto the field. Question is he okay? We'll take a moment or two to evaluate. See how this has happened. Oh, this was an accidental bump from Enagbari. We'll step away. Carlo Johnson, the line judge, walking off on his own power. Checks in with Kingsley and Agbare. Checking in with each other. They're good. An incidental bump between Johnson and Agbare. They're on good terms. Nothing wrong there. So, empty set here. St. Brown motions left away from Tim Patrick. Now St. Brown lines up at the slot to the left. Blitz. Screen pass for Williams. Good blocks here, but short of the first down. Good stop by Kenny Cork as he hustled back. Trying to cut around to the right. On 3rd and 8, they get 7 yards and sets up an interesting 4th down decision for Dan Campbell. 4th and 1, I would believe they could run on this 4th down play. On for the near sideline, the Packers having 5 guys out the line of scrimmage, and motioning right is Brock Wright. Now back to the left. They're going for the sneak. It's a 1st down. They needed 1, and they got exactly 1 yard. Frank Ragnow setting up the lane through the middle. And the sneak worked. Easy call to make under center. No snowplow necessary. No brotherly shove necessary. Just a simple QB sneak. Old-fashioned. And here it will be another single back set. Running left is Shane Zylstra at the 3rd tight end. They'll fake it to Montgomery. Go back to him on the screen. David Montgomery has an entourage. Montgomery getting shoved forward. Not on purpose by Packers defenders. He gets 13 yards. Nicely set up on the left by Penei Sewell. Picks up 13. As Goff felt the pressure. As Sewell, he saw that this was going to be a screen pass to the left. And then the entourage went up to him with Ragnow, Zeitler setting it up. Really good job of seeing the vision through that left side. 32 rushing yards, 24 receiving yards, and a rushing touchdown for Knuckles the Echidna. Fake it to Sonic. Goff rolls out for the right. He's going to use his legs. Has all sorts of day. Decides not to get at the 1st down. He runs out after 8 yards. He's more of a pocket quarterback, but very rarely does he run. But when he does, he does so when he goes to the outside when nobody is open. Very rarely do you see him taking off and going. The Packers were not ready for that. Pickup of 9. It's a long and sustained drive for the boys in Honolulu Blue. Single back, Sonic in the backfield. At the Green Bay 28-yard line. Just 1 yard for the 1st down. Almost blown up. Sonic gets the 1st down. Goes to the outside. Does he have an edge? Shoved out. Sets up 1st and goal. Carl Brooks almost blew this play up. He gets free from both Ragnow and Zeitler as he shoves down Jared Goff just before. Gets an arm on Gibbs. Could not stop him because there wasn't a tackling area there to be had. He was forced out by Keyshawn Nixon. Lions down 4. Looking to get 7. 3 tight ends to the left. Low receiver to the right is St. Brown. Goff. Towards the left side. Well over Laporta. 2nd down. Good coverage that time around from Green Bay. 6:23 to go here in the quarter. Eric Stokes, 21 and white. With the coverage. It'll be 2nd and goal as Ben Johnson wants to call the shots. After the Tampa game, the Lions have not lost since. There are 10 different scenarios in which the Lions can make the playoffs tonight. The simplest and most straightforward one is a win. 2nd and goal as motioning right is the Sun God. 8 yards for pay dirt. Here's Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs. He is stopped at the 4. Isaiah McDuffie with the stop. 3rd and goal. So as for the ways in which they can clinch despite losing, one of them is with the Falcons losing or the Buccaneers losing. That's the first part. Then for the Falcons losing, It'll be either the Cardinals and Rams losing, Rams losing and Eagles winning, Seahawks losing and Eagles winning. In the case of the Falcons losing, motion rise the Sun God, 3rd and goal from the 4. Trips formation to the left. Goff will hand off for Gibbs. Gibbs wants to power. 2 yards shy. And now we'll have an interesting decision. 2 yards, maybe a yard, 4th and goal. And Dan Campbell is not one to shy away from such decisions. Falcons lose, Cardinals lose, Eagles win, and the Lions clinch at least a tie-breaker victory tiebreaker over the Eagles. That's a way in which the Lions can clinch the playoffs. So a yard shy of pay dirt. They'll place it at the free. So for the Bucks losing, Cardinals lose, Rams lose. It was one possibility. Rams lose, Eagles win. Seahawks lose, Eagles win. And touchdown! Tim Patrick! Of course, you knew it was coming. Much like Detroit, the gritty aspect. Even though the snap was quick, Jared Goff found Tim Patrick like that in a flash. Towards the right. Just a quick hitch route on the spacing concept. And Patrick, the former Denver Bronco, fighting pay dirt. Jake Bates on the left hash for the extra point. 5:02 left in the 3rd quarter. Nails it. And the Lions restore their lead. The Packer lead lasted all of 6 minutes. 24-21, Detroit leads in this NFC North clash. We'll return in a moment from Ford Field. John Ott covered the Horizon League opener. Oakland University hosting Wright State. Oakland 2-4. Wright State 5-4 entering this match. 833 combined win percentage between the Lions, Vikings, and Packers would be the highest by the top 3 teams in a division in NFL history. Should they hold on to this? It's been so crazy in this division. You got 3 powerhouse teams and the Bears. And that's no shade to the Chicago Bears, who recently fired Matt Eberflus after that hackery of a final drive last week. On Thanksgiving Day, Matt Eberflus did not use his timeout when Caleb Williams got sacked with 32 seconds left. The clock ran all the way down to 6 seconds. 5:02 seconds left. 5:02 left in the third quarter. Bates gets this one deep. And the Packers will start from their 30. And a nice touch by Jared Goff to Tim Patrick on the delivery. They won't be thinking this one over again as Goff delivers this ball to Patrick. Solid player, fits anywhere he goes. Especially since he spent the majority of his career with the Broncos. And now he's on a Super Bowl contending team. Kirby Joseph firing up his guys on defense. First down, pistol step for Green Bay. Love hands off. Flea flickers it from Jacobs. Love, pump fakes, has to get away from the pass rush, gets it off. And the Lions read that trick play entirely. It's incomplete for the right side. Love pump faked it. The Lions almost got to him on the pass rush. Have to get that one off in a hurry. And Carl Johnson's back in the game. He is the linesman. The line judge as a flea flicker. Love hands out for Jacobs, who flea flickers it back. Almost got bumped by Ben Sims, who was being pushed back. Had an open receiver to the right, but misfired it. Second down and 10. 4:54 to go here, third quarter. Packers once again trail. It's by field goal though. Double shotgun. Jacobs motions left. He'll give it to Jacobs. Jacobs. Stuffed. After 1 yard. Mitchell Agude and Broderick Martin. One of the top run defenses in the league. Makes their mark. It'll be a third down for the Packers, which has been no biggie for them in the last drive, but this Lions defense needs to step up. The free signs shown all over Ford Field. Jacobs lined up to the left of Love, and a shotgun set, three receivers to the right, one to the left. The lone man to the left is Christian Watson. Play clock down to 2. Lots of traffic at the defensive line. Oh my goodness, they're not going to get this play off on time. The crowd noise is so loud that they get a flag down before they were able to get the play off. Matt LaFleur called a timeout before the play clock expired. That is not what you want to do if you're the Packers. 4:07 to go. They'll buy some more time. They'll discuss it over again. Probably switch something up. Still, it's Wicks, Watson, and Reed, the receiving core on the field. Once again, we expect Watson being the low man to the left. Jacobs, once again, at the shotgun, lined up to the left of Love. Same formation as last time in the play that they were trying to run. Three receivers to the right. Wicks motions left. Love, running out of time, he dumps this one off. And a catch made, not enough. It was hauled in by Christian Watson. It is not enough for a first down though. Terrion Arnold followed him like a shadow. $3:45 to go here, third quarter. But Pat O'Connor stopped that one as he got the pressure right on Love's face. He disrupted the play out for the middle, going 1-0 with Josh Myers, and adjusted the trajectory. Daniel Whelan to kick. Sends this one up, it's deep. Maurice Alexander steps up, calls for the fair catch at the 22-yard line. 3:22 left in the third. We will be back in a moment. Or actually, we'll stay with you for the sequence as Amazon is taking a break for commercial. Trevor Nowaski drew the pressure up in the middle on Pat O'Connor, adjusted the pass trajectory from Jordan Love, and Christian Watson was stopped right on the instant by Arnold, who made up for that pass interference. Crowd is chanting Jared Goff here at Ford Field. He has become a fan favorite. And now that they're back on offense, they want quiet. Patrick motioning to the left. Two guys to the right. Fake the handoff for the right for Montgomery. Goff goes back to Knuckles, trying to shake off Nixon. Stopped after 3 yards. To the 25-yard line. Carl Brooks, one of the guys in there for Green Bay. Field goal, touchdown, interception, touchdown in their last 4 possessions. So the Lions have been operating smoothly so far. So 2 touchdown drives in their last 3 drives. Throw to Jahmyr Gibbs or throw to Tim Patrick. Shane Zylstra has lined it to the left of Sam Laporta. For the middle it is Montgomery. Montgomery can't find a hole. It was closed off the moment he tried to go through it. 3rd and 6. Got just 1 yard before the stop. Devontae Wyatt and Carl Brooks combine on the stop on Montgomery. There'll be a huge 3rd down play here for the Lions, who are 4-10 on this regard. 4.7 yards to go. They need 6 here. Late man in is Brenton Cox Jr. Jameson Williams motioning to the left across the field. Goff. Throw it to the middle. And Tim Patrick caught it. Does he have a 1st down? That is the question. It's going to be close, but it's going to be 4th and short. Dan Campbell may want to do it again. 4th and 1. Of course, you have one of the more aggressive coaches in the league who loves to go for it on 4th and short situations. This one's no different. Take advantage of the situation. The Lions are free of free on 4th down tonight. Packers are going to counter. Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. This will be a toss to the right. And Gibbs, does he have somewhere to go? No, he doesn't. It's a turnover on downs. Stuffed at the right side. And the Packers will get it in prime territory for either a touchdown or a field goal. Everyone's stacked up at the middle. That middle is taken away. And over to the outside. That was the setup. But there was nobody. Brock Wright did not get the block on his guy. Right call. Quay Walker makes the play to keep it 1 yard shy. 1 minute, 30 seconds to go here in this 3rd quarter. The turnover downs on this 1st down next for the Packers as they retake it at the Lion 30. Jaden Reed to the left on this motion. Now he goes back to the right. Immediately goes to Jacobs. Jacobs trying to break free. Gets free. Maybe 4 yards. It all depends on the spot. And with time winding down here in this 3rd quarter, you wonder how they would match up here in the 4th. Knowing how the Lions operate. That's the first time they missed on a 4th down try on the night. The Lions. 2 receivers right. 1 receiver to the left. 2 running backs in the play. Chris Brooks and Josh Jacobs. Jacobs motions left. Early jump here. Lions trying to get this one off. Wide open man is Tucker Kraft. Kraft jumps up and shellacked right afterwards by Arnold. He's not bothered by it though. It is 1st and goal. It might be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Quan Alexander's been with the Lions for 3 days. It's his responsibility on making that pass breakup. Didn't get that assignment and properly though as Joseph missed his man Kraft, but Arnold got to him immediately afterwards. 3 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. The Packers don't need to run a play here as this game clock's ahead of the play clock. Motion left is Josh Jacobs. He goes right back to the left of Love, and that'll do it for the 3rd. They don't need to run a play here at the end of the 3rd. They'll take this to the 4th quarter on 1st and goal for the 6-yard line. Lions lead 24-21. How much longer will that lead last? We'll head to the 4th, up next. 6 yards to go for the Packers as we come back to your fourth field. I am Alec Nava on the play-by-play. Lions lead 24-21. Packers have aspirations of reaching pay dirt for the fourth time tonight. Lions have been a field goal. That was with Jake Bates. No lead is safe. We'll see how this one ends in the final 15 minutes of regulation. Watson lined up at the slot to the left. Wicks lined up to the right. Two tight ends. Ben Sims comes back over to the left. He is the designated fullback. Tucker Kraft is the other tight end. They'll get Jacobs into single back in this play. Play clock at 5 to get it off. Love on the play fake, looking towards the end zone. They pick up the pressure towards the left side. Ben Sims has it. Towards the sideline. He caught it, but not enough. Nobody was open at the end zone. Stop was made in bounds. 2nd and goal. 3 yards to go. And a play fake here. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns so far for the Packers when going to the red zone. They haven't had the drive to go through deep. But so far, narratives could be changing. Another single back set. 4 yards to go. The catch was only for 2 yards. Lions hold up the line of scrimmage. Straightaways. Jacobs bulldozes. Let it rain. He's got the hat trick. The right guard, Sean Ryan, saying the block, and I don't know if that was a block in the back right from Ryan, but he caved away on for the right. That paves the way for Jacobs. Jenkins, Myers, saying the lanes for the middle for Jacobs to run through. Extra point for McManus on its way. It is good. 4 for 4 on extra point tries is McManus, and 40 seconds in, the Packers once again strike early in the quarter. Dan Campbell, who's going to turn it over on downs. On the 4th down play, it was a bold strategy, and he has never wanted to shy away from going for it on 4th and short, but it was bad execution from Brock Wright as he missed the block. And that recognition paved the way for the Packers to storm back, and Jacobs with a hat trick. 15 carries, 64 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not a dominant stat line for him, but the fact that he has 3 touchdowns proves himself worthy to this Packer offense. That is what championship teams do. Pound the rock. Jacobs discussing with his coaches. Third player in team history with 8 rushing touchdowns in a 4-game span, joining Jim Taylor and Aaron Jones. As Jacobs discussing with running backs coach Ben Simmons, as this will be a kneel down at the end zone on the kickoff for a touchback. They'll get the Lions up to the 30. That's where Jared Goff and company will start. Need some place to start. The Lions and Packers flipping the script in the second half. 22 of 31, 178 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. They need to find their groove that made them a solid team. Find a rhythm on the running game. Play fake. Lions pick up the rush. For the middle, caught. And a little double move. 17, maybe 18 yards for Tim Patrick, who had the last touchdown for the Lions. Brings us over to midfield at the Lions logo, where Keyshawn Nixon made the stop. On the play fake, Montgomery picks up the blitz. He gets ran over in the process, but a sacrifice is needed for succession. Over the middle with Patrick making the catch one-on-one right on Nixon. And meanwhile, we have Javon Ballard, who is down. Evan Williams was injured earlier in the game, so healthy bodies may be running out for Green Bay. The safeties have Zane Anderson, Xavier McKinney, Keaton Oladapo, your healthy safeties. We'll step away for the moment. Sunday football on Monday. Bart Simpson's Bengals against Homer Simpson's Cowboys. What is this sort of an ay caramba or a dope? That never gets old. Traditional broadcast on ABC and ESPN. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Lisa Salters. And the Simpsons broadcast, Drew Carter leading the way. Zane Anderson inserting himself into the game. 18 yards on that catch from Tim Patrick as Amon-Ra St. Brown motions right. Another play fake. Goff dumps off for Knuckles. Knuckles can't bulldoze his way through this time. Stopped by one of the Packers. Hence how I'm not saying one of Eggman's robots, because there is no Eggman here. Play action passing under center. Goff leads the way in the NFL, 1359 passing yards. Among all quarterbacks in the NFL, league leader, 6 yards for Knuckles. 2nd and 4, they'll give it back to Knuckles. Knuckles trying to get a push, only gets 2 yards. How like this? Kenny Cork with the stop. 3rd down. Quickness and versatility, factor of Kenny Cork's game, which he can disrupt the play up for the middle, even throw himself onto the outs, to the defensive end spot in a 3-5 defense, even a nose tackle spot, as he was a not traditional one. 3rd and 2, Brock Wright motions right. Packers blitz, Lions pick it up, 1st down, Sun God across the 35-yard line. In this 4th quarter, Amon-Ra St. Brown making another key play for Detroit. That's his fourth catch of this game. 27 yards worth of such. Tim Patrick, Jahmyr Gibbs each have a touchdown grab. Not one player on the Lions has eclipsed the 100-yard mark. Still early in the game. Trap formation to the left, single back set. Laporta motions to the left, or right rather. Another give, this time it's Sonic. Sonic is slowed down. Usually you don't want that as Quay Walker hauls him down to the ground. 3:10 into the 4th. Lions trying to retake the lead in what has been a back and forth game. Detroit's largest lead was 10 points. Green Bay's largest lead, 4. 2nd and 8. Jared Goff commanding this offense. Sonic got 2 yards out that last play. 3 receivers are to the right. Motioning to the left is Allen Robinson. Goff with a clean pocket. Throws towards the middle. Caught! Inside the 20. Leaping ground by Sam Laporta, and it's another 1st down. High impact tight ends need to make high impact plays. That's Sam Laporta for you. 5th catch, 54 yards on the night. For Laporta, his skill set allows him to extend his arms and make that catch in tight coverage. And what a heck of an effort. And the concentration for him on point. Fakes the toss, now reverses it to the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown of another 1st down. This time on the ground. Usually on the reverses or the jet sweeps, they would go to Jamison Williams, but this time it's the Sun God. As they faked the toss to Jahmyr Gibbs towards the right. You can't always predict it. And Penny Sewell, excellent job of setting up a block towards the left. So what pancake flavor do you like, Eric Stokes? So much fun to watch this Lions team. I can assure you, they're at the 7-yard line. 3 drives in the red zone, all leading to touchdowns. Dive for Montgomery as he goes inside the 5, stopped at the 4. Bunched up as Dan Skipper wanted to give him another push. He had to pull everyone away from the pile to get everyone out of it. 2nd and goal is Jordan Love trying to see if his defense can make a stop. Javon Bullard carted off, and there is some concern. And St. Brown, he took off the helmet of Xavier McKinney. McKinney asking for a flag. Not happy with that head call. From the 3.5-yard line, strong side eye set to the left. Toss play, Montgomery trying to get an extra push. Cannot get there as he is stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal. See if you see a play fake or a run or a pass. Two plays. The Packers have been successful in stopping the and goal territory plays. Kenny Clark gets up. He was a little banged up after that last play. 3rd and goal. Patrick lined up to the left. He is the only receiver towards that area. 3 tight ends on this play. You'd imagine maybe a run as Zylstra motions to the left. Packers stack up the box. Zylstra back right. This is a pass here from Goff towards the left. Another touchdown! Tim Patrick with a deuce! And there's no time for a Ford flinch. This is the equivalent of the Lambeau leap that Tim Patrick did. He wants to freeze those, as Goff wanted to freeze the factors doing the play fake for Montgomery. Goff realizes he was pressured, gets it off in a hurry, finds Tim Patrick, the lone receiver, in the end zone, beating his man one-on-one, Eric Stokes. Extra point for Bates. It's good. And the Lions take back the lead. 8:39 to go. Still a lot of time left here in this match. But Detroit, hoping they can get one and grind it out defensively. They need it, especially since they're running out of healthy defenders, but so are the Packers. 31-28 is the Detroit lead when we come back. Josh Jacobs with 7 missed tackles forced on the night, 38 yards as such, and a touchdown after missed tackles. On the year, he's forced 84 missed tackles, which leads the entire NFL. One of the best running backs at making defenders miss. Blink, and you won't catch up to him. 7.3 yards per carry in week 9, 95 yards total. Tonight, he's 4.3, but in the last bout, he did not have a touchdown. Tonight, he has a hat trick. Could he make it 4? That is the question, as Green Bay is set to take the field once again. This game being simulcast on the local TV stations in Green Bay, Detroit, and Milwaukee. Milwaukee is a Packers market as well, despite the fact that they have the Bucks and the Brewers. Green Bay, one of the original homes of the NFL, and home to one of the two teams involved in the longest standing rivalry in league history, Packers and Bears. It was fitting that that game was the first game of the NFL's 100th anniversary. This will be a shotgun Not a shotgun, it'll be a single back set. With a trip set to the right. Jacobs once again is the lead back. He'll get it to the left. Immediately, this play's whistled dead. I think it's for a false start. One of the Packers jumped up front. That is what drew the penalty in a sea of Honolulu blue here at Ford Field. This place is crowded with Lions fans. 31-28 is the Detroit lead. First and 15 right after the penalty from the Packers. And this Detroit team, so fearless. Zach Tom is the one getting called for the false start. 50 in white, the right tackle. Wicks motions left. Still it's a trip set. Still there's a running play. Still it's a bunch up. As was originally set to be. Carlton Davis rushed up from the right side to force just a gain of 1. That's not going to do wonders for Jacobs' per carry totals. 2nd and 14. As Davis, he was the one who forced the fumble on Christian Watson earlier in this game, with David Long Jr. recovering. Linebacker room is thin, but they have to make the most of what they have, with Jack Campbell and Ezekiel Turner being the starters. Arnold matched up one-on-one, zone defense. Amik Robertson in pursuit of Bo Melton. Now it's Terrion Arnold. For the middle, Campbell trying to go after Love, who launches one towards the left, finds Watson. Stutter steps past midfield to the Lions 45 as he shoves off Terrion Arnold. Campbell almost had the sack on Love. Goes straight away towards him, going for an unblocked hole. Jacobs could not pick it up. And able to step away as Davis mistimed the jump. He was following along nicely with Watson, but mistimed the route, trying to get a hand on it, and through a narrow window, Watson finds a way. 7-10 for 137 yards and a touchdown in this half for Jordan Love. Toss play. Jacobs reverses. Oh, not of Lions. Munch him up at the line of scrimmage, including Miles Adams and Al-Qadim Muhammad. Muhammad being an impact player for the Lions ever since he was picked up. And does such a good job at his work. Second and 10 as Jacobs was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Would otherwise be a lost play. Chris Brooks, the third running back in here. In a pistol set. Love to throw as he drops back. Love towards the middle. High catch. Wicks spins away his man. Now Tavion Wicks still going. Inside the red zone. Enforced stop by Kirby Joseph. A big first down here for Wicks. 6:15 to go. They were dancing right around. They were waiting. Before there was a seam found for the middle. Wicks filling in for the hole left behind by Dobbs' absence. And towards the 1-on-1 matchup, he shook off Brian Branch, who was hurt on the play, trying to make the stop. He's down at the 35-yard line, and this Lions defense cannot afford any more blows. Ifeatu Melifonwu was recently placed on the IR. This playoff picture, very tight. Green Bay has the 6th seed. Detroit has the top seed. Lions can clinch with a win. In the hunt are the Bucs, Cardinals, Rams, and with a thin sliver of life, the 49ers. Eagles, Seahawks, and Falcons division leaders. Vikings, Packers, Commanders, and a wild card hunt. Is Branch okay? He was their top rookie safety last year. He is walking gingerly to the sideline. I don't believe he may be returning to action for the rest of this game. To fill in the spots and the safety holes for Detroit, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Brandon Joseph, Dominique Robertson could also fill in at a safety position. Left on their schedule, they'll be hosting Buffalo. They'll be at Chicago right next. This is playoff football that they need to go on for the rest of the way. Kirby Joseph back deep. At one of the safety positions, the other safety is Brandon Joseph. Empty set for Love. He'll throw it. Just a four-man rush. Finds an open man. It's Wicks. Wicks! Woo! Hit from behind by David Long Jr. And he is slow in trying to get up. And Wicks gets up. He was helped up. The Packers medical staff thought he was hurt, but he was shaken up as he shook off his defender. That was 25 in Honolulu Blue on a whip route towards the right as the pressure was combined on for the right side. And on the road, no pressure this time around. Jamal Adams, who was called up from the practice squad. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns for the Packers. In search of their 5th touchdown tonight. This has been a fun one. 5:39 to go here in the 4th quarter. Lions thriving offensively, so are the Packers. They have converted on each and every one of their red zone trips each. Both the Lions and the Packers. Perfect on each regard. Single back set once again. Another motion, that is Bo Melton towards the right. Straight dive, Jacobs. Nothing doing. He is munched up. Does he get a second push? He does not. And Muhammad has helmet taken off at the end. 2nd and goal. And I wonder if there's a rule that says that play has to be blown dead when a player's helmet is taken off. For their safety. 4:55 to go. And a win here would do wonders for Green Bay. 4:45 left. Jaden Reed to the right of Jordan Love. Trying to pull off this victory here at Ford Field. Love will throw. Reed slowed up. Love flushed to his right. Finds an open man. Several flags fly in. 4 touchdowns for Josh Jacobs. Several flags are in though. We'll check the penalty. Might be an illegal screen. Could be offensive pass interference, I think. Kirby Joseph. An illegal screen was set up by Christian Watson, so this will negate the Josh Jacobs touchdown, which would have made it 4 for him. He made a move to the inside as he picked Kirby Joseph. It was a pick on him. You cannot do that. It'll move the ball back. 2nd and goal with 4:32 to go here in the 4th quarter. 10 yards at the penalty. Lions lead 31-28. 4 touchdowns on 4 red zone trips for the Packers, trying to make it 5 for 5. On this drive for 5. Watson's in the slot. Reed also in the slot towards the left. Outside receivers Wicks. Love of a clean pocket. Love dancing in the pocket. Love running on time. Airing this towards the end zone. Nobody was there. 3rd and goal. He was airing this out. Was there a receiver in the vicinity? I will believe there is. 4:25 to go. 31-28 is the Lion lead. Does Detroit hold up firm to shut the Packers' chances of getting into the end zone? They will want to do this. The grit and grind Detroit Lions. A feisty group that does not hold anyone prisoner. The Packers, a humble group with a long history of success. They too do not hold anyone prisoner. On their best days, Kraft is the motion man. Love straight drop back, stepping up in front, flushed out to the right. Love shake off a man, hold down. Ezekiel Turner would not let him get away, and a crucial 3rd down stop will force a field goal, the first of the night from Brandon McManus. Turner has stepped up big time in the absences of Alex Anzalone and Emrod Malcolm Rodriguez. Love was trying to get away, but Turner spotted him and makes the play, hauling him down on the arm. And there was a man open at the end zone. That was Bo Melton. But as Love was running in towards his right, he was being hauled down by Turner. McManus on the kick. He ties it at 31. And for the first time in this game, a red zone trip has resulted in a field goal. 3 minutes, 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jared Goff preparing for a potential game-winning drive. Next. Look about potential game-winning drives. Matthew Stafford, of course, is the league leader right now. Among active players, Stafford has 47. Jared Goff, 12th on this list. He has 19 career game-winning drives. 15,269 career rushing yards. Spent all his career with the Detroit Lions. Could he be witnessing another masterclass here? Jared Goff late in the game. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs have been operating well as well. We'll see how aggressive the Lions are in these final 3:38 and see if they can take the most of this opportunity. A field goal can win it if they have just little time to kick it. 228 yards, 3 touchdowns, interception on 27 of 36 passing for Goff. 11 carries, 41 yards, and a touchdown for David Montgomery. Jameson Williams having himself a solid night on the game. He has picked up 61 receiving yards through the air. 42 yards rushing for Jahmyr Gibbs on 14 carries. He is on the field for this first play. It's a play fake to him. Goff towards the left side, deep, towards the sideline, caught. Jabo! First down, Detroit. 19 yards on the catch towards the sideline. That's to be out Carrington Valentine. Double move towards the outside left as he picks up his man. Zone defense the entire way, took advantage of it entirely. Nobody was there to cover him. And I mean nobody, as he keeps both feet down. That's his 5th catch, 80 yards of such. Williams motions right. Play fake towards the left. Going towards the right now. Tim Patrick, he's got 2 touchdown catches. He's got a first down. 11 yards on the catch and run. And that sets Detroit up on another first down in Green Bay territory. 31 all here, late in the fourth quarter. Packers have 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. In this defensive backfield, already losing Javon Bullard, Jairi Alexander, and Evan Williams. Xavier McKinney back deep. Zane Anderson, the other safety, as he is stepping up on a blitz package as the other linebacker, de facto. Anderson blitzing. They'll give it to Sonic. Sonic only gets 2 yards. Inside the 40-yard line. Now the Packers do have 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. Is Jordan Love waiting for his chance to take over? If the Packers do get a defensive stop. This next play will be the last one before the 2-minute warning. Subbing out is Eric Stokes. Eric Wilson will come in. Just 1 yard for Sonic. Williams and St. Brown are to the left on this play. Laporta to the right. Shotgun set. Sonic is still in. 4 guys at the line of scrimmage. They rush 5. Love toss to the right for Sonic the Hedgehog. Only gets 2 yards out of it. And he is forced out of bounds by Sam McDuffie just in time, right before the 2-minute warning. This is not the last play before the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 7. Detroit needs 7 yards to get to a first down. And Matt LaFleur is extremely displeased with Carl Johnson, who was hurt. Re-entered into the game. He's getting an earful from LaFleur. Apparently he doesn't care about officials getting hurt. Trips formation to the left. Shotgun set with Sonic still on the field. Only 1 receiver to the right as Williams motions left. Packers bring the pressure. Gibbs gets a block. Gibbs trying to get a first down. He plunges ahead. First down, Detroit. Off a push from Devontae Wyatt from behind. That was not the goal that the Packers had in mind, but Wyatt, he wrapped him up on the shoestring. Gibbs plunges ahead just in time. The Lions want to win it here at Ford Field. 1:55 to go. We'll be back. Don't forget, tomorrow it'll be the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights at T-Mobile Arena. I'll have you covering. I'll bring you coverage of that game tomorrow. Matt LaFleur is still upset at Carl Johnson, the line judge, as Jared Goff getting back onto the field of action right after the Sonic first down. Jahmyr Gibbs picking it up. Knuckle slots in Sonic's place. 1:55 to go. Single back set at the Packer 30. Packers have 2 timeouts. They'll fake it to Montgomery. Dump off to him. He stumbles. Gets back on his feet. And gets 3 yards. And immediately, Matt LaFleur calls a timeout. Late flag actually comes in. What was it for? They're pointing towards Detroit. They're going to the replay. Field judge Anthony Fleming discussing it with John Hussey. This is taking a while. They're all pointing towards Detroit. And a late penalty pushes the Lions back. Frank Ragnow trying to set the screen for Montgomery. How aggressive are the Lions here? On the rest of the way, but it's clear that Ragnow tugged Quay Walker, put him on a chokehold as Montgomery was still going forwards. It was Walker who previously shoved Dan Skipper earlier in the game, which cost the Packers 15 yards defensively. And now the Lions are forced out field goal range because of this penalty. 1st and 20. Have to see if they get into Jake Bates' field goal range. A first down could essentially ice this game. The Packers do, however, still keep their 2 timeouts. Sam Laporta motions to the right of Penei Sewell. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Straight away, it is Knuckles. The Packers shut that down, 3 yards. David Montgomery, 1:42 left, and immediately LaFleur signals timeout. And you have to keep your head cool here so as to not get yourself unnecessary penalties. LaFleur signaling for the timeout as everyone is getting Gatorade. And Kingsley and Nagbari trying to jump in, trying to poke the ball free at the end from Montgomery. LaFleur says, "What the hell was that for?" So 1 timeout left for the Packers. 2nd and 17. Question is, are they going to save it for the kick, or are they going to save it? Are they going to save it in any case? When are they going to save it? For their drive? Here's 2nd and 17 as Goff drops back. Goff airs this towards the middle. Catch made. St. Brown fighting for the first down. Oh, down by Nixon. Huge play by the Sun God to set the Lions up in at around the 20. David Montgomery doing his job on the pass blocking. As Isaiah McDuffie was the free rusher down for the middle. Montgomery able to keep his vision, and he's improved at that aspect throughout this game. Pass blocking. Goff fighting St. Brown towards the middle. That's the area in which he likes the most. On the crosser route. Middle. Keyshawn Nixon thought he was interfered with as he was shoved by the Sun God. No penalty was called. And McDuffie got up immediately after Montgomery cut him off. Nixon's still upset about no penalty for a potential offensive pass interference. Now the question is whether or not St. Brown got the line gain. So get this over, discussed with again between Johnson and Hussey. It is 3rd and inches. So it's a review that Hussey and company made. 3rd and inches. The clock will reset to 1:27. That will be the time with the 10-second runoff. It's 1:27. After the 10-second runoff, the clock will start. The Packers are out of timeouts. They can run the clock all the way down because the Packers have used up their last timeout. A field goal can win it. A first down and a field goal can win it. 3rd and inches. As St. Brown was stopped short. Frank Ragnow will snap it. Packers bunching up the line of scrimmage. Just need a half a yard or a third of a yard. They'll give it to Montgomery. Montgomery, did he dive forward? Green Bay does not think this is a first down. Montgomery did not get it. Now, you have an interesting dilemma. I would believe that you will want to go for the field goal. At least go ahead and take the points. Run the clock down. Call the timeout with 1 second on the clock. Or probably you're compelled to do that. Probably try and jump the Packers off sides. If that's the case. Play clock down to 3, 2, 1. And Campbell calls timeout. That is the first timeout against Detroit. Goff is subbing out. Practicing his warm-up throws. Now an interesting dilemma. So there was nothing there to give for Montgomery on the right side. An excellent third down stop by Zane Anderson, who was filling in the place of the injured Evan Williams and Javon Bullard. Anderson, another rookie from this defensive class. Second-year man, actually out of BYU. Williams is a rookie out of Oregon. On 4th and inches, Goff is on the sideline. It'll be Bates to kick. He is 3 of 3 on lead-changing field goal attempts in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime this year. Well, they're bringing back Goff onto the field, trying to put a death sentence onto the Packers to convert 4th and inches. And you know, for someone who is aggressive on 4th downs, why not? Weak side eye. Packers bunching up. Laporta to the right. Goff falls down. Montgomery picks up the first down. Goff falls down. He had enough. But the Lions get the first down anyway. And they can end it here on a Jake Bates kick. He stumbled on the handoff. Let's watch the feet. Yeah, he stepped on Graham Glasgow on the left guard. Somehow got it off. Whoa! I have never seen anything like this. He falls down. Montgomery finds a hole set up by Zeitler and Laporta to the right. Oh my word! You gotta be who you are. And I get Dan Gamble. You gotta love this guy. Dan Campbell showing himself for his fiery personality. Of course, the kneecap speech, you name it. Memorable moments for Detroit. Ho, 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 ho. That is a spectacle. Now, if you're the Lions, you could just kneel it down once before calling timeout with 3 seconds left to send out Bates. That's what you call it, Dan Gamble. That's the 4th time the Lions have converted on a 4th and short situation. Now, the clock is running. Game clock is reset at 28 seconds. The Lions are not intent on running a play, at least from my belief. Well, they will. They'll just kneel this down at the 20, right past the 20. So when are they going to call timeout? So Bates is no stranger to clutch kicks. And they'll call the timeout with 2 seconds left. Bates has been perfect on game-changing kicks to tie or take the lead so far this season. This rookie kicker who came for the UFL's Michigan Panthers has been an outstanding success story. Hailing from Tomball, Texas, hailing from the University of Arkansas. The kneel down is a loss of 3, but the Lions don't mind it. Jack Fox trying to pave the way for Detroit's victory on the hold is from the left hash. 35 yards away from the win. And a spot and a ticket to the playoffs. Bates readies himself. Hatton ready to snap it. Snap, spot, the kick is good. He is all of him. Jake Bates has just sent the Detroit Lions to the playoffs for the second year in a row. "11 straight wins for the Lions, the longest winning streak in team history, and kudos to Sonic, Knuckles, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, and Jake Bates, who is now 4-4 on game-changing kicks. The celebrations are on here in Detroit. An extra special game for Bates. As we take you to the final statistics for tonight, Jared Goff finishing 27-36. So he finishes on a 34-31 victory, 32-41, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Montgomery and Gibbs combining for 94 yards on the ground with 1 touchdown. The two of them also as well through the air. Between the two of them, 63 receiving yards. So combining the two together, that will be 157 all-purpose yards between Sonic and Knuckles. Jameson Williams, 5 catches, 80 yards. Sam Laporta, 5 catches, 54 yards. 6 catches, 43 yards for Tim Patrick. 5 catches, 43 yards, Amon-Ra St. Brown. David Long Jr. with a fumble recovery off the punch-out from Carlton Davis. Forced a fumble on Christian Watson, who finished the night with 4 catches for 114 yards. Dontavion Wicks, 4 catches, 49 yards. Tucker Kraft, 3 catches, 41 yards. Jordan Love did not pass a lot, but finishes 12-20, 206 yards, and a touchdown. Josh Jacobs with a hat trick, 18 carries for 66 yards. The Packers have converted on 4 of their 5 red zone trips. The Lions had their perfect streak broken, but on red zone trips, but they didn't need a touchdown at the end. All they needed was a field goal from Jake Bates, and he delivered. The lone interception came from Keyshawn Nixon that led to one of the 2 Packers touchdowns early in the third quarter, but the Packers fell short by the Jake Bates field goal from 35 yards. That is all from Ford Field. I am Alec Nava saying so long from Motown. Have a good night, everyone.